their exit strategy. So, but yeah, you're right. It's your money's tied up, and when you need it, you're.
Well, I guess, man, when you buy
as long as you know that going in, right? As long as no one's changing the deal on you or lying to you.
But when you look at like stocks, even those, I guess, I mean, look, they can be worth shit when you get ready to retire. We had a guy that invested in his whole retirement. He was working here for years, and he literally had.
Dan, Korea's it's asking for an extension.
What's that?
It's asking for an extension.
What are we talking about?
Really?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Oh, a caller that
she had just called and stuff, and she didn't say that.
We have a woman asking.
If we get her up, her name is Claria.
Is this the one with the cell phone?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Problem.
What was that? Oh, he's always.
It's normal for me.
He lives normal. He lives with Rob.
You live in a boot?
Yes, my 6th month.
He's the bubble boy.
I was in a boot for a year. Yeah, I know how it goes.
How come you're in a year?
I tore my Achilles, and it wouldn't mend properly.
Ooh,
so I had
painful.
Well, as you get older, they really are hard. But you know, stem cell therapy has been wonderful for that.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. This is before stem cells.
Okay. It doesn't feel any back.
I have.
Here, you want this one?
No,
I don't mind it. Go ahead, this one doesn't do
I don't
it.
have any feeling in my
Okay.
left foot because of 6 back surgeries. I walked
Here's the
with a
one.
nail in the shoe.
Make sure you're
Saw
good.
it on my heel.
Oh, geez.
And there's no blood flow there. They're hard.
Keep that away.
Last time I did it, I was in this boot for 13 months. I did 8 years ago. Here I am back again.
Oh, man. I feel for you.
I don't know. You get used to it.
You're used to it. Is that your feelings?
No, I walked around with a nail on my shoe. I didn't cut on my feeling of it, but sawed off a little corner of my heel.
Oh, no.
So it doesn't hurt.
Where's my show sheet?
You don't have one today. You can too. But here's the thing. If you
Yeah.
want a chance to grab your full share of this $34.6 billion payout, you must have your ducks in a row by May 1st. So don't wait. Get over to
He was trying to be funny, huh? Hey, are you? Let's get you one.
Thanks, Joe.
Log in. It's K-Hal, then K-Hal for name.
So what do I need to know? Pro Auto Care?
No, today is only Brent.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Do you have a Pro Auto Care commercial?
Yeah.
If I can comment on how good that class was.
We're at the call track thing.
It
Just
was
going on.
great. Yeah.
But if you want to go on internet,
Yep.
you can go down.
I got 2 more calling this
do whatever you want.
That's a good one.
Just at the end, make sure you sign out at anything first.
It was a good deal he put on. Just like it won't be personal stuff.
And it's just $39. They'll treat your home as their own. You won't find better services for better prices anywhere. So if you have any problems, no.
Dan?
Yeah.
Down at Pro Auto, on the back wall, they have one of those snap-on toolboxes that kind of takes the whole wall. $60,000 for a toolbox.
Just the box. Yeah.
Just the box.
He was saying before how much, pretty much every mechanic has $100 grand in tools.
They got a new scanner. I'll tell you who your third mother-in-law is going to be. It does everything.
or tradingacademy.com. Services. It's spring. Time for spring cleaning for your furnace and AC, pipes and drains. Check out squinkservices.com for many spring specials. Proven trust with an A+.
Yeah, it's and those mechanics brand new mechanics end up buying top of the line Snap-on.
Yeah, that Snap-on truck comes around. It's pretty.
Yeah, and so
they do it on credit, so it's like dope.
Right. That's exactly what it's
Cool
like.
tools.
Yeah, they do.
So these guys are just starting out. And,
Yeah,
you know,
they want to be, so they want to.
want to be part of everybody else, and I'm sure they get shirts and hats and.
Batteries for just $21.99 with exchange. That's right, just $21.99 to uphold your very name and show the neighbors.
Does it get busy for you guys after tax season, or?
We're busy all the time, and
You don't
tax
see that,
season, not
doesn't
tax
matter.
season, it doesn't make much
Yeah,
difference.
well, it's technically April 15th, isn't it?
Technically,
Yeah,
April 15th,
technically
that's
April
right.
15th.
Yeah.
But what was it yesterday? What was the reason it wasn't yesterday? There was a day off in Washington.
Yeah, some kind of thing, yeah. They, bit like the public school system, you know, they don't work all the time.
I think one is that crazy guy, that has the book and he always calls in and he talks like this. Is it Drew? Okay. I just wasn't sure if he changed his name. It's the same guy.
Is he entertaining? So it counts.
That's what he said, call through first.
Other one is kind of nuts. She thinks it's good employees hacking her phone.
Is the Troubleshooter Show.
One of them showed up down at Alice's place.
Now, Tom Martino.
Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. I am a consumer advocate. If you're just tuning in, if you're just moving to Denver, we have so many people who are new to Denver and Colorado. This is unlike any other show you've ever heard. Of course, you may have been in New York and heard me on WABC or around the country, but here's the deal. What we do here is solve problems. We answer questions. We take complaints. We give advice. And almost all of the consumer stories you see on TV have originated here with a phone call. Truly. And we love it. So, as we've said, if anyone hears anything on this show and they want to run with it, we'll give you all the information. I think the more people that know about problems, the better the chances of getting it solved. And certainly, it also helps to prevent further ripoffs. That's my only purpose here, is to work by helping people. That's what I've chosen to do, and I've been doing it for years and years and years and years. Of course, not without controversy. People love to throw stones at people who throw stones, so I got to take it. I have a pledge to you, though. I will never, ever, 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 ever intentionally mislead you. We make mistakes here, and then we acknowledge them if we've recommended someone that we don't think is good. But normally, we're pretty right on. Pretty right on. So you can ask anything you want about consumer problems, questions, and complaints, and you have a right to ask anything you want about me and my referral list and everything else. We are totally transparent. We also, of course, we cherish that. The fact that we have people who we use as our experts to help other people, and they're also advertisers. Yes, they are advertisers, and they pay for sponsorships. But the point is they can't pay and be a part of it unless we approve them. And then also you have a place to call if you have a problem with any of them. For example, this hour brought to you by Pro Auto Care. And they had a seminar to help consumers, and they're going to have another one. Now, this is really great. This is an auto repair shop that's going to have these classes. And they have, you know, come with your son, come with your daughter, come alone, whatever. And they want to teach you about the car. And really, it goes from very basic to more advanced, but they don't get boring with you know, technical stuff you'll never use. Clint, you brought your granddaughters. You liked it?
You know, I've started 14 working on stuff. I learned stuff there.
Really?
The granddaughters really liked it.
It's fun, isn't it?
It was fun. Al does a really good job of it. And he's got another one.
And they show and tell, too, right?
Very much so.
Okay.
I was surprised at things I learned.
That's pretty good. That's saying something because you have worked on stuff. So they had one. Which store did you go to?
The 2030 Dahlia. The next one's down in Littleton. Okay,
the Dahlia one is near Evans and I-25. You just go east a little, then north on Dahlia, and that's a great shop to stop by if you ever need help or give them a call. Now the one in Littleton is having it on the 21st. That's this weekend, right? Yeah, the 21st in Littleton. And it's 9 to 11. To find out about this or to make an appointment or anything else you want, 303-PRO-AUTO is the phone number, 303-PRO-AUTO. All right, so let's continue with the show. And staying on our theme of informing people, we have APO Financial. Financial planning, financial advisement has two reactions. Ready? Here's the first one. And then the next reaction is, what are you trying to sell me? Those are the two reactions. Why is that? You know, truly, financial advisement is not for charity. So, yeah, people make money. You have to beware because they make money in different ways, and you have to know how they make money, because the bad ones will make a little fee on assets under management, then they'll make a fee on everything they buy or sell, and then they make different kinds of fees on this and different kind of fees on that. Listen, you're going to pay experts like you pay a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, a contractor. You're going to pay. But you should not be double and triple dinged. So anyway, APO Financial is here. And one of the things I do want to talk about in general is the entire industry and how fee structures are handled. We have APO Financial, John Goodhue, and Brian Gray. So here we are. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Greg. Greg, what's going on? Greg. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
It's Steve. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's my fault. The computer said, let me change that to Steve. Or do you have a sewer problem?
I did.
Okay, then it is. At least we got that part right. Okay, Steve. Yeah. Tell me what's going on, Steve.
On the 4th of April, we noticed that the sewer was backed up. So called Time Plumbing. They came out, tried to roto-root it.
Yeah.
And then they put a camera down there. Well, they found that the sewer pipe going out to the street had separated, and by separated I mean not pulled apart, but had settled.
Where did it settle? Which part? Was it near your house or near the street?
It was underneath my driveway.
Okay, so what's going on now?
Well, they sawed it open, dug it out, went down 9 feet and found where the problem was.
Okay.
And what it was whoever installed it put a what they call a stack band in to join it.
Okay.
They didn't glue it.
All right.
And so
there are numerous sewer problems just ready to be drainage problems just ready to be discovered. So what's going on? How long ago was this installed?
Well, it was 1994.
Okay. So anyway, did you get it fixed?
Yep.
All right. So what's the problem?
To the tune of $12,500. Well, what I'm wondering is, do I have any recourse
against who?
Richmond. They built the house
in 1994. Of course not. No.
Okay.
Oh no. I mean, why would you? I mean, it's been so long. You got use out of it, or did you own it from new?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, 94, 2004, 2014. Well, now we're looking at 24
years.
24 years. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, you can't go back in 24 years.
I mean,
I know the premise you're thinking of, Steve, because everyone does, and it's normal. So don't feel, I don't mean to make you feel stupid or anything, because it's not. People think, well, Tom, I understand a statute of limitations when something goes wrong, but what if, and I also understand warranty periods that expire, but I know what you're thinking, and here it is. I'm going to put on my cap. I can read your mind. But what if it was never proper from the very beginning?
Well, it wasn't.
Right. Yeah. What if? Doesn't that change things? Yes, it does. It makes them liable, but there is still statutes of limitation. Now, I'm not pointing to a specific statute. I'm saying to you that just by the 24 years is a pretty good run for any sewer system, even if it was done properly. So you have to ask yourself, with anything, did it shorten? Did you lose something? I don't think so. I think in the normal course of having home ownership, you're going to spend money on a drain at one time or another with the older ones. Now, there are some that go, 80 years and never change anything in their drains. Right. That doesn't mean their drains are great. The short story is, I don't think you're going to go anywhere. You can call Richmond and say, you know what? This was never right to begin with. I spent 12 grand. I want you to help me. See what they say. I mean, they're going to say, what, are you kidding me? And then I don't think you can get into any court in the land. There are things called statutes of limitation, and they're made so courts don't get clogged, because there are so many things that are discovered years later. Now, had this been a couple years, a few years, or just a year over your warranty, I would have said, yeah, let's do it. 303-713-TALK. Now I can talk to John Goodhue. John, welcome.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
And Brian.
Well, good morning.
Now, I was going to try, you guys, I see you guys always together, so I figure out who's who. And Daphne said the bald one is John.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, isn't it?
Okay, and the bald one is Brian.
We're both,
and the other bald guy is Brian.
Attractively bald. A very serious question, fees, okay?
Yep.
Now, what's the most, I want to go through the different ways financial advisors and planners charge their clients.
No boy.
Okay? No, different ways.
Yeah.
Give me one of the more common ones.
Yeah, one of the most common ones is basically a fee for advice.
Is it, what do you mean, by the hour or what?
Yeah, it could be by the hour. If somebody's putting together a plan, they can charge like a flat fee for a plan or by an hour for the plan.
So it's basically a professional fee like an attorney would charge or anybody like that.
Right. Absolutely.
So we'll call that a professional fee. And then the professional fees are based on what they're doing.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what if you have an ongoing relationship? How do those fees translate?
Well,
still based on what they do for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if it's part of the plan or monitoring the plan, sometimes they'll have a one flat fee for putting together the plan, and then if somebody engages them for ongoing maintenance of the plan and kind of monitoring, like an annual review type of thing, then they'll charge by the hour. Maybe they'll put in 2 or 3 meetings per year, charge a flat fee for the year.
Yeah, and that's a vast minority of the way it works. I mean,
what do you mean the fee, the professional?
Yeah, fee? You don't find many planners that do that, but it's one way to do it.
Okay, let's talk about others coming up. I'm Tom Martino. Joseph A. Lazara is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need, just because he defends people who are charged with crimes, and that's a stressful thing. Now, many times people are charged, and it's not true, especially when it comes to things like shoplifting. People make stupid mistakes. We've had a woman one time that literally had something on the bottom of her cart and didn't know it. There are stupid things, but then there are things where people miscalculate, like drinking and driving, and it's so easy to use Uber or Lyft. No matter what the situation, Joe Lazara is not going to judge you. He's going to represent you. He'll let the judge judge you or the jury. Give him a call if you're ever in trouble and you need help, especially with DUIs, of course, even if you just want to throw yourself at the system because you know you did wrong or you were falsely accused. Either way, you need to get through the system. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Remember that name for a time in need, and I hope, again, you never do need him. 303-429-6200, Joe Lazara.
Stubborn wreck on eastbound C470 approaching Plant Canyon there. That's got the left lane blocked back up to Wadsworth. Still, pack your patience on that stretch. Crash being cleared on the eastbound side of 6th Avenue approaching Calumet as well. Watch out for some delays. Also, the right lane remains blocked off highway southbound Santa Fe at Union. Sounds like a piece of landscaping equipment is the culprit. The weather forecast, another red flag warning today. Mostly sunny, very windy, a high of 67 tonight. Clear skies, windy overnight, a low of 31. Right now, few clouds above, windy, and 65. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How. KFC has a new 100% white meat $5 filler. It comes with both a breast and a whole wing. That's 2 pieces of 100% white meat, which is why the name 100% white meat $5 filler makes a whole lot of sense if you think about it. And that's how KFC came up with what to call this $5 filler.
If you're looking for a beautiful smile, Aurora orthodontics for TMJ. Why do cosmetic dentistry when for a lesser price and a better value, you can do cosmetic dentistry that also
That damn Steve, he said Greg, I said Greg back to him, and he said yes.
Why would he do
and
that?
I put Greg down. I have no, because people get freaky. I don't know, but I always say their name back to them to verify. And Steve sounds nothing like Greg, and I didn't say anything about your bald head.
We like our bald head.
I know he was kidding. I was going to say something, and I do too.
We can't take the stones.
My dad's bald, and my husband's going there. So.
The beauty of it is it takes no time in the morning.
You should give them a call for a consultation. 303-690.
No bad hair days.
Cow legs. I wake up in the morning, it's going everywhere.
Yeah, like today's wind, we don't worry.
Yeah.
To the bank, not change their spending habits, and own their home faster. Affordable Interest Mortgage has a possible solution. 720-895-0500. Does your current loan allow you to access your equity without refinancing for another loan at higher rates? Does your current loan allow your equity to make your mortgage payment? Without late fees or digging your credit? At Aim, we have a loan that allows you those freedoms, all for 30 years. This could be the last loan you need. Pay off your house faster, pay less interest to the bank, access your equity when you need it, skip payments. Call Aim for details. 720-895-0500. If you're tired of paying all the interest up front on a traditional 30-year fix, call 720-895-0500 and let us save you thousands. Home of the Asset Manager, locally owned and operated, where it is all about you. 720-895-0500.
What kind of stuff did they give you? Like hats or?
God, well, my granddaughter won there's two teams and won one of the grand prizes for. She could answer all three. What three cars have the name of the horse?
Oh, Mustang.
Mustang, Pinto, and oh God, Pinto. They forgot Pinto. There's four then.
Well, they don't make it now.
Well, I know, but I know. Let's see, it was Bronco, Mustang, and Colt was the one she said. Dodge Colt.
That's probably
Pinto. Yeah, Pinto. They didn't have Pinto.
Yeah.
Anyway, she got a bag. It had jumper cables, gloves, lights, triangle things.
Oh, wow.
Got a whole kind of roadside deal.
No more denials. Get the help you need. Some health insurance
I've got
covers the cost.
two more granddaughters and two boyfriends
The Raleigh House.
of their granddaughters going this weekend.
Good.
720-893-5559.
Well, a couple of them didn't have any choice, so I'm
What do
wondering
you
why
mean?
they went. Huh?
What do you mean you have?
I,
If they were gonna eat, you gotta have to go.
if they want Grandpa to take care of their car, they're going to get their butt down there. And they actually enjoyed it.
Grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious.
I figured out of the 12 granddaughters, 11 of them drive.
Wow.
I only got one that's too young to drive.
Michael Brown.
That's when great grandkids come around the corner.
Three.
Three already?
Yeah. Wow. See, this one's the. We think there's a fourth one right now, but.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah. Haven't verified that one.
David Salisbury, attorney at law, can do wills, trusts, probate, and anything else that you need in that area of law, and he is wonderful. All initial consultations are complimentary, and he works with financial planners for trusts and for beneficiaries' deeds and things like that. David Salisbury on our referral list. You can get him at 720-493-3911. He also does what's called block pricing. He'll give a price for an item, and then he gets it done no matter what. And I like that. He'll do just, fee based on what he does, and it's a flat fee. 720-493-3911. David Salisbury. Speaking of financial planners he has worked with, we have APO Financial with us, and we were talking about ways that financial planners are compensated. One are professional fees, where they get fees for what they do, sometimes hourly, sometimes based on putting a plan together. And we'll talk about more things like that. If you have any questions, please give us a call, and we'll answer them directly, and we'll go to it. Now, as I said, many of the things that happen on this show end up on TV. Stephanie was one of them. She called the show about an adoption center went bad. This adoption center did everything wrong in the beginning. They were shut down by the state. Stephanie, as I remember, you say you had spent upwards of $30 grand.
Yes, that's what it ended up to be.
And did Channel 9 or 7? Who did the story?
Channel 9 did last night.
Okay, did they manage to get any further than we did on finding these people or anything like that?
Not really, no.
Did they track down anyone at all?
Well, they left a voice message with Jerry, and then the other lady said she couldn't speak to them and referred them to their lawyer.
Adoptions by Heart is the name of it, and they're shut down. And have you heard from the state or anyone with all this media attention?
Yeah, so the state has been fantastic. The problem is they didn't know who we were. We were never, a lot of our paperwork wasn't officially filed the proper way.
Yes.
So they couldn't even they didn't know who we were to even contact us to let us know what was going on. So since then, we've been in contact with the state, and they've been amazingly helpful. There are several holes in our file that is probably why the reason the magistrate wouldn't finalize our case in the first place.
Do you
but
think?
We didn't know that.
Do you think that they will? You can still move forward with an adoption?
Yes. We've also found another agency who's willing to kind of take our case and just fill in the missing pieces of paperwork instead of having to do the whole thing over again. So it's not going to cost us a whole nother adoption.
That is going to be, that's wonderful. Who did you find? Who did you find to work with?
So we are working with CCAI, and that's the Chinese Children Adoption International, but they have a domestic adoption division, so we're working with them, and they've so far been really great.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, listen, we will continue to warn people. Do you think there are more victims that haven't come out yet?
Yeah, I believe so. I've had a few messages from people who are in the same situation as us, with their adoptions pending finalization. And they weren't quite sure what to do.
So are they going to be able to use the home study then and stuff that you've already paid for?
They will have to do an update to that to fill in some gaps, but it's not going to be nearly as expensive as it was the first time.
You know,
around.
that's really good news. So
yeah.
You specifically are looking for an Asian child?
No, our kiddos are domestic. They were born here in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, you already have them in your home, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
so
that would be cruel to pull them out of your home after you've got. How long have you had them?
They've been living in our home since July of 2016.
Oh my God! Of course, they're your children now.
They are. So.
And the state also acknowledges that bond, right?
Oh, the last thing the state really wants to do is come in and take the kiddos out of our house. So they are working with us. We're racing against the clock to kind of get some paperwork presented quickly to kind of buy some more time to figure out all the missing pieces that are in our
keep
file.
us informed, and if there's anything we can do publicly, let us know, and we'll be happy to help. And thank you for the update. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so adoptions by heart. Many people had children placed for foster. Some children, some studies were paid for and things that weren't done. Other things were not done properly. Apparently, these people, I don't know. I don't know if they intended to rip people off, but they did a lot of things wrong. 303-713-TALK. Let's go to, I believe it's Cleoria?
Yes, that's correct.
Cleoria. Okay, what's going on, Cleoria?
Well, I've been a Sprint customer for about 17 years now.
Yes.
And just recently, I started having problems in, I think it was like September 2017. I went to the Sprint store and was getting assistance from one individual. So just moving forward from there, I was having issues with the phone and appeared like things were disappearing from the phone. I worked with
like what was disappearing from the phone?
Emails, text messages, voice messages, or things have been changed. Text messages were modified.
Now this happened all of us. What do you mean by text messages modified? Now I can understand the deletion by mistake or something, but what do you mean modified?
Information has been removed from the original.
Oh, I thought you said modified too.
Yes, the information being removed.
Removed, okay.
Back in March, I bought 2 new phones from Sprint, and I've been working, as I mentioned, with one individual there at Sprint.
Well, why do you think this all of a sudden started happening? I mean, I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. I worked with this individual, as I mentioned, from 2017 up until March.
Okay, so all of a sudden things are changing on your phone, and so you can you get out of can you switch? Do you want to switch? We can help you.
Absolutely, I want to switch.
Are they not letting you get out of your plan, or what? What's the deal?
No, they're not letting me out of the plan.
Why?
They have not. They told me that they did not find any fraud in the phone.
Well, I'm not saying there's fraud. You're just saying you're having a lot of technical difficulties, right?
Yes, but there are things going on within the phone. I do not have access to email. I don't have server access.
Now, do you have a computer?
No, I don't.
So all of your email you get on your phone?
That is correct.
And what do you mean you don't have access? You can't sign in anymore?
That's right. My email, I went into...
Do you have Gmail? What kind of email do you have?
I have a Gmail account. So
now, did you try, it would be, see, what I'm asking about a computer for is, it would be interesting to see if it's your account or if it's the phone, because if you can sign in from a computer, and even if it's a friend's computer, you can sign in and then sign out again and just make sure that you don't save any passwords, and you can try it. Have you done that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you get access in a computer?
No.
Well, then that's not the phone's fault. If you can't get access to your email, that has nothing. That's not exclusive to the phone, because you said.
Correct.
Okay, so why do you feel that's a phone problem then?
Okay, when I went to the Sprint store on Sunday, March the 25th, I wanted to change my password because I didn't have a computer at home. I did, and the message on the
password to your email.
Email.
Okay.
So the password said successfully updated.
Okay.
So immediately the gentleman working with me at the store went behind me. He says, "What did you do?" I said, "Nothing. You saw on the screen yourself. We both saw it said password updated." He went into the email and he put his telephone number in my profile. I have two-step verification set up, whereas I could go in and then Google will send me a code to my phone.
No, I understand, right. So in case somebody goes on a strange computer, they will text you a message.
That's correct.
So what happened?
I went on a computer, a public library computer, and when I tried to access it, it told me the password was invalid, so I tried the two-step verification. When it came up with two-step verification, it had his telephone number in the verification.
Oh, how did that happen? That's weird. And that might have happened when you were at the store helping him. Maybe he just did that temporarily?
No. Things have been going on for quite some time.
Clearia, let's just get right to it. Why does someone care about your email?
I don't know. You know what? I honestly don't know why, and I'm concerned too, because I went to the...
Well, it's easy. Let's just change it back.
I can't get into it, sir. I can't access my phone. I don't have access to email. I don't have server access.
Clearia,
I can't do anything.
You can change your email if you listen. If they do
I can create a new email. I absolutely understand.
No. You don't have to even do that. I mean, did you have a lot of emails saved?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay.
My daughter was murdered in 2015. I'm working with the district attorney's office in Texas. They send me a lot of confidential information. Have not been able to access any information.
Okay. Clearia.
In 6 months.
Clearia.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing this for 40 years in Denver, and I'm just going to say something. I think the reason you're a bit overwhelmed, you hit it right on the head. My next question I was going to ask you, believe it or not, is has anything happened to you that has been devastating and emotionally jarring? And you've just answered it. Your brother, my God,
No, it's not my brother, Tom. It was Tom.
Who was it?
Excuse me. It was not my brother. It was my daughter.
Your daughter. So if your daughter's murdered, I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty catastrophic.
Absolutely not, Tom. This was going on before then, Tom.
Clearia, I'm not saying this caused it. I'm saying that you're obviously let me fill in the blanks. You think somebody is tapping into your phone. Let's just say
Absolutely.
it. And you think they're spying on you, right? And they're listening to your conversations, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I hear
Clearia,
on the phone, everything, Tom.
Clearia, it's not happening.
Yes, it is, Tom.
I can't help.
Sorry, sir.
Listen, if you want me to truly help you, I will, and I think this is more emotional and psychological than actually happening. But we can still help you with the email and all of that. I want to help you. Clearia, I don't know you from anywhere. I've heard you for the first time today, and in less than 10 minutes, I've summed up that you're not being hacked, Clearia. You want to think you are. You want to think people are listening and watching you and following you. But why? What is the reason? Are you a multi-billionaire and people are trying to get to your bank account? Seriously.
No,
then why do people want to listen in to Clearia's conversations? Why?
Well, I think it's possibly because when I was let go from my job at CenturyLink, there were things that were in my email that someone is accessing. They want access to it.
What is it?
And so
what is it? What is so
lots of stuff, sir.
What is so extraordinary about Clearia's email that people are breaking the law, hacking your cell phone, and going to so many lengths in this conspiracy? What is it? Tell me what is. What is it?
Hundreds of pages of documents.
What of what? Of what, Clearia? Of what?
Documentation to support what I was dealing with at my job.
Of what?
So that's why
Of what? What are the accusations? What are they?
It was serious harassment.
Okay. I don't think the guy at the Sprint store. So you think he's in on it because he is because CenturyLink contacted him and said, "Listen, we got to get this woman." Okay.
Absolutely.
Clearia,
but sir,
I can't help you, dear. I can't help you.
Well, I appreciate it.
But listen, I want to help you, so I want you to keep our number, and I truly want you to keep it. Honest to God, Clearia, you're having reactions to what happened to your daughter, and my heart goes out to you. But you want someone to tell you the truth, I'm telling you the truth. There is no way that CenturyLink and Sprint got together and are conspiring against you because you had harassment complaints at CenturyLink. It did not happen. But you're not going to believe it. You're going to go on this quest of thinking people are following you, watching you, listening to you, hacking into you, and it's a terrible, terrible journey. And I'm just hoping that you just consider the idea that maybe it's really not happening.
Oh, it's like this is what my sister does. Exactly.
Should we try to get her? I don't know what she's going to do.
She doesn't want to email that. We can't help her. There's no way that's a dead end. You cannot help people like that when they are being spied on. Why is it that they all have the same exact scenario?
I asked her all that stuff.
And when we were on 2 months ago, there was a caller did the same thing. You know, they thought they were being spooked.
That's what my sister does. My sister.
Oh, well, I hope that guy calls on the one about spoofing. So this is a good call. So they had a scammer, and it was spoofing the number. You were calling all there. And we think it was a scammer anyway. So the guy says, "No, I don't want it. Just leave me alone. Quit doing it." So the guy's always calling back. He said he's called back like 100 times.
Who did?
This India guy, trying to sell him some refinancing. But how do you stop that? How do you stop when they're spoofing all different numbers? He said he's blocked like 100 different numbers.
Change your phone number.
That's really, you're right. But that's kind of drastic too.
You know that IRS call that I get a bunch almost every day?
Right.
It's a different phone number every time I call back.
But I mean, if say you were angry and you cuss them out and stuff, quit calling, and they get this thing and said, "I got this spoofing program," I'm just going to, start calling this guy all hours of the night and stuff. And what the hell?
I wanted to drag them out,
I can't believe there's legally to have spoofing programs. I mean, that's just.
Well, it may not be legal, but it's.
You're right. It might not be legal.
Have you noticed on their return number that shows on your return number is almost identical to your phone number?
Yeah.
And sometimes it is your phone number?
Yeah, I've had that.
You mean like for the area code, the first three?
No, the caller ID, actually.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah, they've got something in their system.
They probably look at the number they're calling and figure, just the last
because
four
if I see
numbers.
an area code 202, I know it's out of Washington, D.C., and I know that they're getting pretty sophisticated with their...
But just how would you block spoof numbers?
Well, this is the thing on the morning.
There are apps that let you do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So even though they come in at, say, a very close number to yours?
I have an app that can do it.
And it recognizes a spoof number?
Oh, no. I have one that can spoof numbers.
Oh, okay.
I can send you a message and it can be from Mark.
That's a good one.
And you can put whatever number from. So how would you? This guy's getting these calls, these spoof calls from this hacker or whatever. How would he? Is there any way to stop that? He says it's the same guy.
When they spoof numbers, I heard this one where it rings through to a number. It says, "If you are not a solicitor, do this or do that," or they make you go through something to get to that.
That's the only way. Okay,
I've heard of that.
Okay.
Listen, I don't have it anymore. I had an app that would come up and said likely scam or this number has been complained about or this is not really from. But I had it on my Droid. I don't have it on the Apple and I don't know how to get one. But there are all kinds of apps available. But I don't know. The spoofing of numbers is the most puzzling one because they can spoof a different number every time. So how can you block it? I mean, I don't know.
So your app, you can put in whatever number, it will show up on their caller ID. On their caller ID, your app. Tom, like you could put Mark's number on your when you try to call somebody or anything you want, correct? Your spoof app? That's great.
I can show you. I'll text you. I can. Yeah, and it'll say whatever I want it to say.
That's crazy.
But you can get that just
right, but isn't it kind of a, why do they make that legal?
Well, I don't know. They say to what do they call it? Your friends who say practical jokes and stuff. Now, I have used it for friends, and it has freaked them out because if you put a number in that is like the government, it'll come up not as the number, but as the government name because it reads the number, it puts up what it is.
So, Denver District Attorney's
You know,
Office
you
or
can
something.
do that.
You get some attention.
So if you send it to me with Mark's number, it would
And
say Mark.
if it's in your
Right,
contacts,
right.
it'll say Mark. And if I send it, and then you know how sometimes you get a call and it's not in your contacts, but it reads anyway. It reads out what it is. I often wonder why that happens. With government agencies, it does it. But I've had people that are not in my contacts, and it'll say, you know, Patrick so-and-so calling, but they're not in my contacts, and I don't know how or why they recognize that number and not
They must be sending it that way.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know how you would send your
they can
number a
send
certain
it-
way.
Well,
I don't know.
they can send it
Anyway,
wrong. I don't know.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Now, I know I'm going to get emails saying I was rude to that woman. But after doing this in Denver for 40 years, I want to say a few things about this. These are certainties, okay? When people, I'm not all people, but when this happens, this pattern is a certainty. All right, listen carefully. First comes some kind of emotional trauma. It could be a death. It could be a divorce. It could be you're a victim of a violent crime. The emotional trauma first, all right? Now, after the emotional trauma, for some reason, it develops into, first of all, people are highly sensitized. Is this person going to cheat on me? Does this person really like me? If it's more of a relationship thing. Or, is this person going to hurt me? Is this vehicle going to swerve into my lane? Is this government agency out to get me because maybe you had a problem with the IRS or something? I'm saying that you start becoming sensitized because you fear it happening again. So you have the emotional trauma, then you have a sensitizing. Now here's something you're going to find about sensitizing. And I know you've had this before because we have this expression, I've had a bad day or I'm having a bad day. If you are sensitized because a couple negative things happen to you and something else negative happens and it would have happened anyway and it had nothing to do with the other two, but a friend says something to you that bothers you or says somebody said something about you, you catalog that where on another day you wouldn't because you're sensitized. Now, something else happens later in the day that would otherwise be of zero consequence. Starbucks might have gotten a drink completely wrong, and they didn't remember your name either. Now you're thinking, I'm not respected. You're thinking that person did that. Then you think back on the incidents of the day, and then you think back on the major trauma. And you can actually start thinking that someone is out to get you or just the day is bad. There is no such thing as a bad day, no such thing. But you start cataloging. And whatever you catalog, you become. Because now, the more you catalog, the more you're looking for things in that category. And you are doing away with the other things that are quite normal and random. So whenever you concentrate on one thing, they no longer look random to you. They look purposeful. After the emotional trauma and then the sensitizing, then what happens is you start now a different thing, and that is offensive. You look to be on the offense, to protect yourself. Defense and offense, but you look to do things to counteract those negative things. And that's where she's in with the store, with the phone, and then you start, honest to God, believing that people are watching you, observing you, they are against you, they are plotting, and you start looking at everything. And then it becomes a vicious cycle, because that cycle starts feeding itself. And what's even worse is when people tell you it's not true, because then you think they're in on it. It happens so much. But why? This is what I don't understand, and maybe someone can help me. Why do people tend, even in the early days, before electronics were so ubiquitous, why do they go to electronics? My mom used to think, well, people are tapping her phone. Now they think they're tapping a cell phone. Some people think that they're watching them, and helicopters have become something of an anomaly. And now I imagine there will be drones, because people adapt to the time. And I joked one time to a guy I knew that was going through this paranoia. I didn't joke with him, but I joked with my friend and said, you know, I do own a black helicopter, and I could really freak this guy out if I followed him around. I should. Okay. I digress. Let me go to the phones. Jesse, what's going on with you, Jesse? Welcome. What's happening with you, man?
You know what? You're on the computer. It says Jesse, and it says hundreds of spoofing numbers calling won't stop. And because we read that, we had a conversation for our online audience. They heard it. It was off the air, talking about how easily people can spoof numbers now.
Right. Actually located the company too. Finally, they're in upper New York State. It is a IRS spoofing scam. They're robocalling people, telling them that they have serious allegations against their IRS, against them from the IRS, sorry, and that if they don't call this number and make arrangements, that they're going to send the cops after you, blah, blah, blah.
So,
long story short, I did find the area.
You can't block the numbers, you know. You can't block them anymore because they are spoofing different ones every time.
Right.
So anyway, what did you call? What did you?
Number, all that.
What were you calling about?
What I need to know is how to stop it. Send a lawyer after them.
Well, if you know the actual company, you should turn it into the Attorney General in New York, and then you should also call the FBI. Not that it matters, but if the FBI will keep at least the report, and then if they get multiple reports, or if a lot of money is involved, they will look into it. They won't look into a single complaint without any money or damages, but they will keep it on file. And I tell people, even though you don't think you're being listened to, they do count in the aggregate. So I would complain to the FBI, who is in charge of the wire fraud and all that. I would complain to the Attorney General's office in the state of New York. I don't know what else to do, really. It's not a priority. It's not a priority to anyone because of you. It will only become a priority if other people it's happening to and they get hurt. But Jesse, if you want to have some, maybe
there's a website set up for it and everything.
And how do you know? So you have a number to call them?
Yeah, I finally got their phone number. I'm not going to call them until I have a dummy phone.
We can call them. Let's call them. Yeah. We'll call them. Hold on. Give it to Deputy Clint. We'll call and give him a hard time. That's what we'll do.
How did you get it, Jesse? How did you get their number?
We have to take this. We'll ask, but I imagine it was caller ID. We'll ask him. 303-713-8255. Clint, ask him how he got the number, because I do need to take this break. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center has a new location. They're giving $500 off hearing aids. That's not why you should go see them. Here's why you should go see them. If you have a hearing loss, it is aggravating to people that love you and try to talk to you. But more than that, a hearing loss can actually cause damage in other areas. When you are searching for sound and you cannot hear properly, you're actually straining to hear, and that can cause a tinnitus. That can cause phantom noises and phantom sounds. Often that's what tinnitus is. Sometimes it's nerve damage. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, and now Dr. Dagmar Borsick, a new colleague. They are so loving and concerned and technologically advanced, please let them take a look at your situation. I have never found a situation that they can't help with when it comes to referring people. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163.
You know, suddenly occurred to me, if we kept this log the way it was designed and tried to do all of these in the third hour, it could never happen. They have actually become dependent on how we do it.
Approaching Calumet, being cleared. Off highway, got a crash northbound Sheridan near Florida. And look out for wreck being cleared at Yosemite and Park Meadows. The weather forecast. Another red flag warning today. Windy with a high near 67. Tonight we got clear skies overnight, windy, a low of 31. Right now a few clouds, windy, and 65. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
The flood control district of the 7-county metro area.
Actually, when people call and ask what they should do, I never say curse them out or anything. I say, just tell them, wait a second, put the phone down and walk away. And then, hopefully they'll just get tired of it. There you go. Yeah, wow. Then you might wait a little longer.
Tax relief. If you owe back taxes, if it's been years since you filed, these guys are the best.
But I mean, if you piss someone off, I just can't imagine just spoofing in there and calls at 3 in the morning.
It was on the morning show, on the CBS morning show this morning, they had where people have their refunds deposited into their bank account. And then people were calling them and telling them there was a mistake, send it back to them. Just go to this website, it's an IRS recovery site, looks official, but they never filed it. They actually, there's like 200 people in a small town of Oklahoma. Because online you can hide people's tax returns, like on the dark web, and it's got their routing numbers on there, the bank account stuff. And that's how they're getting the routing numbers, and they're just going through there. It's crazy.
This is what the FBI needs to do.
Yeah.
If you need more criminalization or aerating,
That's all part of it. Also, the U.S. Treasury is responsible for it.
Since 1991, owners bought and funded their subtractors.
And they are getting a lot on there and stuff, because they will give the money back.
Yeah.
But it might take a year or whatever, but they're out that money too.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they can't get their own refund on their own.
Of people earning money with a second home. Companies like Airbnb and VRBO, they've created a whole new world for people to tap into in the multi-billion-dollar industry.
Technology is great.
Now, if a second home purchase hasn't crossed your mind, it should, because after you make sure that your area's ordinance is permitted, you can easily make a couple $1,000s more each month by renting out your second home, either as a long-term lease or as a vacation property. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Funding.
Tax returns and,
has consistently been a great investment.
Right in January,
for a second home may be
most
easier
people
than you
wait
think.
for
Interest
the
rates remain
April.
low, and you
And all
can
of a
put
sudden you do it,
little
and say, hey,
10% down.
lose
That's
all
right,
this
just 10% down. A second home could be more consistent than stocks. But don't just take my word for it. Talk to the salary-based mortgage consultants at
Yesterday,
American
the
Finance.
lines we
They're
had already had
303-695-7000. That's
And not today, it's just going up.
303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
Regulate whether there's your real estate. As a small business owner, you're juggling it all, including customers' calls from your personal
We
phone.
had you guys in yesterday when they had the,
business phone
you guys
number
heard
and
those
a
freedom
business phone
checks?
system from our mobile app, so you can work smart.
They advertise it on it.
Grasshopper with
God.
transcribes voicemails.
It basically gives you.
I mean, it's not technical.
With Grasshopper,
Right.
there's no long-term
You
contracts.
do it,
Customer support is
and they advertise, so you
When
can
you're
get
starting
thousands
or
a
growing your
month.
business,
You know,
Grasshopper
by
is
doing
the answer.
And basically
Now,
give you
it's
a list of
$20 off the first
MLPs.
month when you visit grasshopper.com/radio.
So yeah, you get a good great return, but you got to invest a lot of money, into it. So that's really what it is. Yeah.
Well, they talk about that. You got to look at the
Wasn't this morning?
It is now.
They look at all kinds of people that get like $200,000 a month in dividends, and say you can do this too if you're on the list. They make it sound like, you could be on the list.
Yeah.
What they mean is you can buy into it. It's
You
like
can be on the list.
You can get the list.
Yeah.
Well, so to be part of one of those master limited partnerships, what, $100,000 or more? And if you're going to get $100,000 a month, what would you have to have invested in that company?
Oh my God.
Millions, right?
Millions. Yeah, from a monthly standpoint, yeah.
In fact, yeah, some of those MLPs pay 8, 10, 12%. So, you know, it's a little riskier.
Yeah.
And that's the other side of it, the risky side.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Art of Granite is truly one of the finest organizations we represent. But you know what I like most about them? We can get prices on the phone. If you're looking for a project, you need some cabinets and countertops, they'll give you a price on the phone, and it'll be pretty accurate within a few $100, because you got to go pick the wholesale material, the countertop, always wholesale. He's a direct granite and quartz and other stone importers. You'd get custom edges, sinks, cabinets with a small markup from the manufacturer. He is a great guy. Mitch Floria started this company as a Romanian immigrant with $300 in his pocket. I love his story. Anyway, when you go see him, you'll enjoy him too. 303-386-5919. First, give him a call and get your price. 303-386-5919. Read about him at artofgranite.net. Okay, so let's continue, and I do have some emails we'll get to for APO Financial, and we'll also talk about a typical client, because every financial advisor has different kinds of clients they deal with, and we'll talk about it and what they do on the in the chance that you're not one of their clients. What can they do for you? So Jesse, on this spoofing thing, other than just warning people, you want to know, can you go after them? You can go after people that are breaking the law, and it's kind of, it's called something, I think it's called negligence per se, meaning because you're breaking the law, it stands to reason you're negligent. But I don't think in this case, it's like, I think that means if you're speeding and you hit somebody, you know, you can say you were negligent because you were speeding. But I don't believe like this kind of thing would demonstrate any losses. I'm not sure what you would sue for.
No, yeah, the goal isn't to sue them. The goal is to shut them down. I believe only
the government can do that.
I believe only the federal government can use robocallers to do this, so it's illegal, period.
Okay, it says here, I looked up negligence per se. It is a doctrine within the law of the United States of America whereby an act is considered negligent because it violates a statute or regulation. So you would have that if they are calling illegally, or if they are violating some of those things. Oh, the FCC is another place to complain to. Now, right. Did you get the number, Clint? Did you call? Yeah. What happened when you called?
That was a bizarre call. I got 5 busy signals. I finally got put on hold with some weird music, and then I get a recording that says F-U, die, you P-O-S.
A recording?
A recording cussing us out, and then they hang up.
Jesse, did you hear that?
Yeah, that's what he did to me. Holy mother of God.
No, but they have a recording that does it. Deputy Dan asked how you got the number. Was it on your caller ID, or did they give you one to call back?
Yeah, they finally slipped up and didn't hide their number, so I got the actual area code and everything. Like I said, they're in upper state New York.
Okay. You know, people ask why I don't call these places live on the air, and I'm going to start doing it again. I have to work that out with management. Somebody right now believes that it's illegal, and I contend the FCC will do nothing about it unless they get a complaint from the victim, because you're not allowed to put people on the air without their permission. I doubt that these people who are ripping off millions and millions of dollars would complain. So I'm saying that they're crooks and criminals, but we'll work that out, and I love calling these idiots. I love the Art of Granite.
This is weird. You get a recording.
Did they say F-U, or they said
the full thing? Yeah. F-U, die, you
they try to clean it up a little bit.
I have to clean it up for here. They really said that. It's a recording that says that. Yeah. And I 5 times.
Well, let's give out the number to everyone.
Did you leave a message?
You can. It just.
Oh.
Well, first of all, it's busy 5 times. So the 6th time I got put on hold, telling me how important my call was. You're the weirdest piano concerto in the background.
What you'll see.
And then this recording comes on. It says, "Fuck you, die, you piece of shit."
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Well, their phone number got out, and they ruined that phone number for them. So
and he'll tear out and haul away the old kitchen free.
God, I want so bad to tie them up for a couple hours. I had a good story. Man, today's April 15th, 2011. I didn't file one more day. I didn't pass the statute of limitations, and you guys got me. Couldn't do it. I'm dying to get through.
I want to get this done. I got money in my checking account.
Yeah, wait till I get my check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a tax refund this year, so I can pay back what I owe you.
People that only use their mind for good.
You know that lady that called? My sister is so much like that. It's me and my dad that are always conspiring things against her. It's just, no matter what it is, it just turns into something weird. And the word I kept hearing is the same word, absolutely, absolutely. There's no little bit. You remember how many times she said that word, absolutely? Same word my sister uses all the time when she gets off on these. Absolutely. Are they trained for that? Oh, this is such a fun thing. You can't make this stuff up.
So here it says it is illegal to spoof. It says anyone who is illegally spoofing can face penalties up to $10,000 for each violation.
For an opioid crisis that is
Catch it,
If they
catch it.
right. And then how do you prove it? And you know, I mean, you have to have their computer and everything. But Tom had an app, so it's probably not a good thing to do.
This was on his old phone.
Yeah, you're right. I got rid of that.
Oh, God. Speaking of weird stuff, I had to re-register one of our airplanes because we changed the M number on it, which was really easy. Then I found out, somebody said I have to register my drone.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked on
like a bunch.
Huh?
Yeah, Mark did that.
$5.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, my God, what a pain in the ass.
Oh, he said he did really
well, because I'd used my email to register a real aircraft, I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't let me register an unmanned aircraft under the same email. But it didn't tell you that. It just says it won't work.
What happens if you have more than one plane?
You like freedom? I do. You like money?
The drone has to weigh 0.55 pounds or more. And the little Spark, which is a really smart drone, but it's real little. They're a scaled down version of the real smart ones, which is what I got. Because they're black and they're really tiny.
How much that weigh?
0.57.
Oh, just hits it.
Just over the line of being able to register.
Do you use it for anything or just for?
I'm still learning it. It's you know, you can't run it into anything.
Do you ever guys watch those drones and stuff? You can have it, put it, and it'll come back pretty much exactly where it came off.
The batteries have to be upgraded because they're intelligent batteries. Because when it goes out, it knows how far it is from the return spot, and when the battery gets to the point that it's not going to get back, the battery will tell the drone it'll come back. But you can run them right at a wall, tree, anything, they'll stop.
But unless you're flying it manually.
Well,
tell it to fly it manually.
Even manually it won't do it.
Really?
But there is a but to that. You can back into things.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't have the lidars on the back. You can back into stuff, but normally you don't back them up anyway.
How much did yours cost?
About 600 or 700.
So they're coming down a lot.
Yeah. They're incredibly smart. You know, they worry about deliveries, and even though it won't hit things, we're throwing a beach ball at it, and it would avoid the beach ball.
The ownership and the management from the top down.
People worry about hitting things. I don't know how it would.
But realtors and stuff, a lot of them realtors want to go around.
They do.
You know, very cheap way thing to do, and you know.
The guy I got mine from, because this one's actually was used. He used it for a week, but it didn't have high definition video. He needed HD 4K video, and this one has 2K or something like that. But this guy finds rare cars and buys them.
And by the way, they don't
even finds them in the backyard.
Because they know.
So maybe like in farms and stuff, you just kind of, of course they have a limit, you know, like a lot of farmers and stuff put their old vehicles in the back 40 or.
He finds cars that way, he finds old cars.
I wonder how legal that is.
As long long as
right?
you're, as long as you're more than 50 feet above their property.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, 50. And then, of course, in the city now, you're limited. You can't go over 400 up. So you got to stay between 50 and 400. But you set the drone at whatever altitude you want. So it'll stay at that. And then the screen, the live video screen that is locked in the bottom part of the drone is your phone. The video,
okay.
Whatever the drone's seeing, you're seeing it on your phone.
Your home faster. Game 720-895-0500.
What's the windiest you've ever had it?
Well, I'm still learning this. I don't fly in any wind, but I think it'll take up to about 18 or something like that. It's pretty windy.
Does your current loan allow you to access your equity without refinancing for another loan at higher rates?
It'll stay within its footprint in up to 18 miles an hour wind, too.
Without late fees or dinging your credit. At AIM, we have a loan that allows you those freedoms, all for 30 years. This could be the last loan you need. Pay off your home faster, pay less interest to the bank, access your...
Yeah, I imagine like farmers go and check their animals.
One of the things that, I said that 4K video, they use them for now is to check crops where they need more fertilizer or more water. So they scan them.
Yep, and they actually have like different, infrared they can read it.
Yeah, and they can do them in labs. And now there's a metal detector that detects from high distance. And heat detectors, all sorts of detector things on drones that you can put onto them that read everything.
Infrared, heat detector.
Infrared, there's a
metal and stuff.
There's a long distance metal control. I mean, it doesn't have little stuff.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate.
Hi, Tom Martino. On the air, helping people. We are the Troubleshooter Network. We have deputies, and we go out and investigate problems, questions, and complaints and help people directly. We have the referralist.com to protect people and to also help. If you have any problems you need help with, give us a call. We have John Goodhue and Brian Gray with us. They are financial planners. We were talking about how financial planners charge. We'll get to that. And also just general stuff. But I want to tell you about Century RV. They are sponsoring this hour. Century RV, for a used or new RV. They have a huge selection of used RVs. They also have a service center in the north location, which is the 119 turnoff to Longmont. If you're looking for an RV, they have a great service center, and they have, of course, a sales center up there. And then they have a 32,000 square foot facility on 6th Avenue, or it's just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. CentryRV.com. CentryRV.com, financing also available. Okay, so guys, in addition to professional fees, that's where people pay by the hour or by the plan, or they say, I'm going to come up with this or that. And there is also something I think I hear about all the time, assets under management. What does that mean when it comes to charging your client? What does it mean?
Well, it just means a percentage of the whatever assets they're managing.
So if you manage 100, I use 100,000, although just use a number, 100,000, 1%, you would charge 1% of that.
Right.
If it's a 1% fee or 2%.
And that's annually. Usually, those are usually paid quarterly with most advisors.
So the question is, everyone's going to wonder, does it pay? And everyone asks that. You know they're mentally in their head saying, let's see, $100,000. If I have to pay 1%, that comes off of my top. So now I really only have $99,000 managed.
Well, not if they gain money in that year, then they don't.
Of course.
Yeah. But if they
lose, it's really tough.
That's right.
It's really tough when you have a financial planner losing you money, and then he's charging you on top of it. And I've often wondered, why can't we have a financial planner that would take the percentage of gain?
You can't do that. It's illegal.
Yeah, it's against the SEC.
I know it is.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I like it. To me, what's wrong with that? There's no downside.
No, the SEC won't
downside for you guys, right?
Yeah. Well, the SEC won't let you do it.
But would you? So, but you don't like it either, do you?
Well, I don't know. I think you could build a model on that. Yeah. I mean, I think we can because we.
Wouldn't you like to be performance based?
I think it'd be an interesting.
Although, at what point do you call performance? Because is it monthly? Is it yearly? Is it? Because if you did great for a year and then lost the next, it's not your fault, right?
Yeah. And
what would it be? A 5-year average? You can't really if you have to draw money out.
Well, you'd have that's part of the problem. You'd have to figure out, a schedule, a formula. I mean, I wouldn't be against it at all.
Okay, so you have professional fees by the hour. Or by the package. You have assets under management, which is just a flat percentage.
Right.
What else do you have?
Commissions we don't do it that way, but most of the investment world works off of commissions.
And they don't charge you other than commissions, but then they have to keep you churning, right?
Yeah, they charge you other than commissions.
Pretty hefty commissions too, aren't they?
They'll charge commissions.
Give me an idea.
Depends on the type of mutual funds.
Give me an idea.
Like a Class A mutual fund, they'll charge 5.5%
of
right
what you buy.
Of what you buy up front.
But so if I invest $100,000 in a mutual fund that has a 5% commission, is 95 being invested in the actual fund? Only 95 then?
Yeah, 95 is
Okay.
So you're in the whole 5% right off the bat.
Right.
Okay, so commissions. Now, are there people who do commissions plus professional fees?
Yes, they
Are there ones that do all three? They triple dip? Well, I don't like that crap.
Yes,
this is not right.
But unfortunately, that's probably 90-something% of the financial world.
They do commissions on what they sell you.
Right.
They do assets under management.
Right.
And they also do fees.
Yes.
That sucks.
Well, that's 90% of all the financial people out there.
Do you have an engagement letter like an attorney where you spell out exactly what you do, and do most financial planners do it?
Yeah, we actually, we have a full agreement that's done.
Is it required?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so most then legit financial planners will have an engagement letter.
Yes.
And it will spell out how they're getting paid.
Yes.
Well, but again, the world of financial advisors doesn't come. Most of the fees with most financial advisors, most of them are not disclosed. They're non-disclosed fees and expenses.
I thought that's not allowed.
Oh no, that's very much allowed in the broker-dealer world. So there's two different worlds, There's the broker-dealer world, which is all the big names out there. If you see them on TV, that's the broker-dealer world generally.
So they just make commissions, basically.
No, they will make commissions. They'll make AUM fees. They'll make.
Give me a name of one. Why can't you just give me a name of one?
Well, any broker-dealer.
Well, is Fidelity a broker-dealer? Okay.
Merrill Lynch.
Okay.
UBS.
They charge usually more than financial advisors private financial advisors?
It's not quite that way. You have two worlds, in the financial world.
Okay, but
it matters how they get paid. That's the two worlds.
Right.
90% are the broker-dealer world, and they make front-end fees, back-end fees, non-disclosed fees.
It's like a bank.
It's worse. It's worse. Yeah, in my opinion, it's worse than a bank. But
then what happens when I go to a dealer, a guy like you, an advisor, and then you have an account with them? Then I'm paying both.
Well, if we don't do that way, but if you do come to somebody that is quote unquote independent,
and they're managing my account at Fidelity, then I'm getting charged from Fidelity out the nose, and I'm getting charged from the planner out the nose.
It's possible.
I mean, it sounds to me like you're paying all the fees of Fidelity or Merrill Lynch or one of those, plus you're paying your advisor. Is there a way not to pay double fees like that?
There is, and that's the other world. That's called the Registered Investment Advisory world.
Yes.
Because if you're in the Registered Investment Advisory world, you're a fiduciary.
Right. You represent them.
And you have to disclose all fees and expenses.
But how do I get away from having an account with one of the brokers and paying those fees?
Then you work with a registered investment advisor.
But where do they keep the money? In their mattress? They got to keep it somewhere.
There's money still held at a custodian. It might be Fidelity, it might be Schwab.
Okay, so am I paying those fees at those places?
Yeah, there's generally a custodian fee.
But not the same fees as if I had an independent account with them.
Correct.
All right. So when I go through a fiduciary financial planner, I pay less fees at Fidelity than if I go direct.
You may not, because it depends on the platform that the registered investment advisory firm is using. If their platform is, and because there are more platforms investment platforms than Fidelity and Schwab out there.
Okay.
And so, like, we use an independent platform. Our independent platform doesn't have those type of back-end
the broker-dealer fees.
Right.
Okay, but this is something I've never known before.
Right.
This is something, and I hope I'm not boring people because it is financial, but get over it, people. This is very important information. If you have a financial advisor, you have to be sure you're not just having something managed at a normal broker-dealer, because then you're getting charged all the fees from the broker-dealer, and you're getting charged the fees from your financial advisor.
Right, and the biggest problem is, in my opinion, our opinion, are the non-disclosed fees
at broker-dealers.
Because, like for example, a mutual, if you use a mutual fund, traditional mutual fund,
right?
A traditional mutual fund will have somewhere. It only has 3 disclosed fees. It'll have 6 to 9 undisclosed fees.
Okay, so we can't go through every detail, but I hope you're hearing enough that you can at least ask the right questions. And I'll summarize them coming up, okay? Mike, what's going on with you, Mike?
Hi.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
I was parked at the meter downtown.
Yes.
And I was trying to take off from the meter and just get on the road. As soon as I got onto the road, the police officer was behind me, and she just pulled me over, and she said I was slow, but there was construction, and there was a lot of bumps.
So she pulled you over, and what happened?
And she was saying that I was going too slow, and I told her that there was a lot of bump there, and there's construction too, and I just took off from the meter, and I haven't even gone that far. And she just pulled me over.
It sounds to me like that cop was having a bad day. You literally pulled out from a parking space. How many feet did you get before you were stopped?
I was only like 1-2 feet.
And you got you can't even go 1 or 2 feet and pull out of a parking spot. To pull out of a parking spot, you're going to go 10 feet at least. But you were literally just pulled out of a parking spot, and she pulled you over and said you were going too slow.
Yes, but it was the meter that's on the street.
I understand that. I understand. Yeah. You were pulling out into the street from your parking spot, and you were stopped for going too slow. Okay.
Tom, I think you might mean a metered entry is what I was taking from that. A metered entry getting onto the road, where you get the red light, green light. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I think... well, hold on. Were you talking about merging onto the highway on a red or green light, or were you... You're talking about a normal downtown parking space with a parking meter, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you were pulling out of a normal parking space and got stopped. Here's the good news, Mike. Here's the good news. In these cases, we've heard of these before, and normally the people who get stopped for going too slowly are people who are high on marijuana, usually. They are overly cautious or they're drunk, and these are the traditional ones. This is the good news. Those who are stopped merely for going too slow, if you go to the parking referee, not the parking referee, the traffic court, they're going to dismiss it or reduce it to nothing. It's not going to be, a big deal, but you have to go down there. Okay, Mike? They're not going to just erase it. You have to appear. But more than likely, and you call me back if I'm not right, you'll say, look, I pulled out of a parking space and I was trying to be safe. They're not going to go through with it. I've never heard of one going through that, the people that have complained to us over the years.
How much was your ticket, Mike?
Mike, how much is the ticket?
She gave me a ticket 4 points for that. And
4 points? Wait a minute. 4 points?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Then she thinks you were doing something totally dangerous.
Yeah, she was very young. And I called the police at the station, and I told her that it was the person experienced, and she knew what she was doing.
Hold on. You got to appear on this one, Mike. 4 points for going too slow. There's something we're not hearing. Is that the only thing she cited, going too slow?
She said your lights were off, too, and my light...
Was it at night?
Yeah, it was at night. As soon as I took off...
Mike, something's wrong. If your lights were off when you're pulling out of a space... There's something more. Just go show up. I mean, what were you hoping we could do about it? I mean, we really can't arbitrate this thing on the air, But Mike, 4 points is serious. It's serious. So
and she gave me another 4 points for proof of insurance. I gave her my policy number. She didn't accept it. She said,
no, of course not. You have to have proof of insurance. How many? So did you get a total ticket of 4 points, or was that just one part of it?
4 points for the.
Okay, just tell me how many points total, Mike.
It's 8.
8. Wow. Oh my God!
Wow, you lose your license.
You're going to lose your license, Mike. You better go to court. And I would give you a ticket for talking too slowly as well. That's 303-713-TALK. Buy and build. I went there yesterday to pick out cabinet. Now I'm doing another little project. I love going to buy and build. Every time I go there, I just can't believe what I find. And the prices are phenomenal. They had some tile I wanted, some granite. They want a piece for a little vanity. They had a vanity cabinet. Buy and build. My contractor met me there. So if you're looking for a project, you can have your contractor go. You can go alone. You can go on do-it-yourself stuff. But you will find below wholesale at Buy and Build, 4800 Washington Street. Courtney wasn't there when I went because I said, hey, I always say this is a big, ugly warehouse like the owner. And I was hoping he wasn't there because maybe he'd get upset about that. But I'm just kidding. It's not a big, ugly warehouse. Get that? Never mind. Anyway, Buy and Build, 4800 Washington Street. And if you want to drop by, just drop by or give them a call, 303-295-6022.
I could picture the guy going through slow was pulling away from one of those lights.
That's weird.
Those metered things? You know, what's something on the highway?
Yeah. He never said how much the ticket was either.
No. 8 points! There's way more than just, I got a ticket. He didn't have his lights on. He must have been totally out of it.
So no proof of insurance, no lights.
They have the ticket.
If he has the ticket,
Did he give us a copy of the ticket? Why did you think?
Oh, great.
Good.
Yeah, because on the back they have the notes on there as to why they.
And he was talking too slow.
Yeah. You're saying a parking meter.
Now you're going to get emails.
No sense.
Yeah.
But 8 points now, that's got to be at least a couple hundred
Well, that
bucks,
doesn't make any
not
sense
300
either.
bucks.
What did he get charged with?
So he said pull on too slow, then his lights weren't on.
Add a credential and get
So,
with an online MBA.
but so that kind of happens if you're in a bright area.
Yeah.
And your lights don't automatically come on, you go out and there's another off-road.
We rented a Nissan.
He's on his way to work. When he gets there, he'll scan it and email it to me.
Yeah, this is weird.
Really weird, because I was going to ask him, were you going 21 miles under? Because that was 4 points is what I got for going 21 over. So,
I
that
tell you,
was
Denver,
talked down from 6.
freaking Denver, the only worse is Boulder.
Boulder's bad.
I have to go to Denver
man.
Port on May 2nd.
It's not something you
The Nissan we rented, the dash lights would come on automatically at night, but not the headlights.
Oh, really?
I don't know how many times I got caught, well, I didn't get caught, but I caught myself with no headlights on.
I've done that before with rental cars.
Well, if it's real bright out, holy cow.
Why would you design a car that just the interior lights come on, the dash lights come on? Because my
Sure,
cars all do that.
I bet there was a way that just wasn't dialed.
Yeah,
That
I
wasn't-
couldn't find on the switch.
I'll bet it was there, that you could do it from both.
Yeah, they're probably, I'm sure you're right. But why would you have a setting on it that just turns on your interior lights?
Independent, and of course, still be a lady.
You know that buy and build, have you guys ever been there? Seriously, it's like walking, I don't know if you go to Costco, it's like walking through Costco and stuff, you just see all the different kinds of stuff. And next week, they might not have it.
Right.
So you gotta,
Box stacked on the
they
floor.
got
I love
everything,
that place.
they got everything.
To go.
Unbelievable price.
I go to Home Depot and spend all day.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Now, the up is where they have like cabinets and sinks and, wall building, and down below it's like everything. They might have pillows.
You know the medicine cabinets, they have the weird cabinet, you push it and they pop out? I got 8 feet of those for $60.
And you should too.
They were $189 per unit.
Available from now until May 4th.
wow.
And they're in a box. What did you get? 2 giant, 2 4-foot medicine cabinets, make 8 feet of them. How much? $60 for a pair.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
They were supposed to be
Why?
$60 each. I mentioned your name, and they gave me the other one, so I.
Oh, they'll deal.
Why were they so cheap? What are you putting in it?
Bathroom downstairs.
No, if you're looking for stuff, like seriously, it's just like Costco you walk through. But it might not be there next week. That's what I'm saying.
You know those glider swings?
They have them?
Glider. Yeah, they had a glider swing that was marked $249. It was $60.
They might have instruments. They might have saxophone or a trombone.
Really?
Oh,
Two nice 50-gallon waters.
they got everything down there.
It's called buy and build. They'll have music.
Buy and build. Buy and build. It's at
4920. Oh, no, 4920. So 3 businesses in a row I use. Dental Steel, then Buy and Build. The next one down is that place that takes scrap metal. Drops across it.
Take scrap metal?
4920 is Denver Scrap. 4800 is Buy and Build. 4700 is Dental.
Yeah, 4800 Washington Street. So it's not in a gray area, but it's pretty easy to get to right off the street.
I don't understand this case of false ringtones by T-Mobile, why they got in trouble. I don't understand it at all. They had to pay $40 million for faking ringtones in rural areas. I just don't even... False ringtones cause callers to believe that the phone is ringing. Okay. A caller may then hang up thinking no one is available to receive the call. False ringtones also create a misleading impression that a caller's service provider is not responsible if the call fails. I have no idea what that means. Do you understand it? What a poorly written story. I don't even know what they're talking about.
No.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Stem cell therapy at its best because it's real. Centeno Schultz. Isn't that terrible that to be among the best, you just have to deliver what you say, and that's stem cells? Well, of course, Centeno Schultz does way more than that. But in the world of stem cell therapy right now, you have so many ripoffs I can't count. And they are mostly chiropractors delivering amniotic fluid and calling it stem cells. But many doctors' offices are doing it too. Please shy away from these clinics. Only go to clinics that harvest stem cells at the visit. They must take them from you and redeliver them with imaging for it to be effective. Any other form of stem cell therapy is not stem cell therapy, period. Okay? And anyone listening right now, okay, who says, oh, he's not telling you the truth, I will bet you $10,000 that the fluids that you are using, if not harvested, do not contain living stem cells. I mean, you might by mistake find one or two. I'm talking about like enough to do any clinical good. Now, you notice there are a lot of these big, giant, so-called stem cell big establishments that never take me up on that, because I will gladly test their fluid at my expense. If you want the real deal, please don't get ripped off. Call Centeno Schultz for True Living Stem Cell Therapy. Get an evaluation, 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. I hate being so in your face when I do commercials like that. I hate it because it doesn't bring me joy, but I cannot believe the level of ripoffs and how the FDA is doing nothing. It sucks. But in a commercial, if you say something in a commercial that's the least bit off, you know, and you don't have this disclaimer that says, you know, if you take this and you get rash and you have trouble breathing and it may cause death, and you know, do you ever hear at the end of one of those commercials, you know, they make you do stupid things like that, but as far as enforcing true safety regs, they don't do it. And if anyone from the FDA is listening, please let me know why you're not enforcing the fake deals. You're not going after them. Hey, Pat, what's happening?
Tom, can you tell me, where does a person go to sell a gold ring?
Thank you, dear, for calling, because I would hate to see you ripped off or taken advantage of. And another thing, so many people sell on Craigslist and they meet someone, and we had a case where a guy was selling a watch. He went up, grabbed the watch, and ran, this young man. And this elderly person was just stuck. So, if you want to sell gold for gold, that's one thing. If you want to sell gold as jewelry, it's another. Okay? Two separate things. Don't ever go to one of these gold by the weight places if the jewelry has any value as jewelry. And sometimes the value as jewelry outweighs, pun intended, outweighs the weight of the gold. So what exactly do you have, dear?
It's a gold man's ring.
Is it a wedding ring?
That I gave my husband.
Oh.
And
now you want to sell it. Now, do you want to sell it as a ring, or do you want to sell it for the weight? Is it worth selling as a ring? You know, is it in good condition? Is it?
Yes, it's pretty, and it's got a nice diamond in it.
Is it initialed?
No.
Good. So it's not personalized. Okay. Now, so that's a good one. You want to sell it as jewelry. There are some reputable jewelers you can go to. You're not going to get that much because they have to sell them. And then you also have, by the way, what kind of gold are we talking about? Is it 24 karat?
I think so, sir.
And what does it weigh, do you know?
I don't know. I did go to just one day, my daughter and I, we went to a jeweler. We took it in to have it polished. And I says, what about this? Is it
right.
How much money is this?
It's not going to be much.
He said it was about $2,000.
Well, I'm shocked at that, actually. Actually, I'm shocked at that. It must be real gold, and it must be pretty stout and heavy. What size is the diamond?
It's a big one.
Like how many carats, dear?
I
size?
Don't know, huh?
Okay.
I don't even know what it. I don't know what.
Do you know what I want to help you, and this is a case where we need to get directly involved because I'm assuming now, maybe I'm wrong. Do you have any children?
I have my daughter.
Is she an adult child close to you?
Yes.
Can she help you out by?
Oh yeah.
Is she pretty smart?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Take a photograph of the ring, please. Okay.
Okay.
And Daphne's going to tell you where you can email it, and then we will look through our sources and find somebody very, very reputable. But you still need to shop around. Don't just ever take one bid, okay?
Yes.
All right. But the one that we find, maybe we'll find two. I still want you to find your own. But I will tell you the ones that we find will be 100% honest, okay? And Daphne, do me a favor. Take this lovely woman's name and number and have her email us a picture of the ring. Give her a private email she can get through to so we can help her not get ripped off. Okay. Jose, what's happening? Jose.
Who?
You?
Okay, so I bought a 2002 X350 like 2 months ago, and it needed some repairs.
Yes.
I took it to a repair shop 3 blocks away from my house.
What repair shop? What repair shop?
AMI NA auto repair.
It's called It's called AMI?
NA auto repair.
Okay. And what happened?
I left it on Friday at 3. They said I signed a form that said they are authorized to do repairs on it. And to drive it. They called me yesterday telling me if I had picked it up at 1 at night on Monday morning.
Why?
So it got stolen.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? Hold on, Jose. Hold on. Wow. A 2002, I think he said, F350. And did he say AMI Auto? Is that what you heard, Dan?
That's what I heard, but I looked him up. I couldn't find him.
Yeah. Jose, before we take... INA?
Yes.
INA. Okay. India, November, Alpha. Is that what you're saying?
AMINA. Sorry.
Oh, AMINA. Okay, AMINA. Okay, got you. So, Amina? Is that what it's called? Okay, hold on. Amina, I believe. Amina. Look it up. We have more coming up. This could be a big one. This could be really bad. Because when this happens, you see, unless there's negligence, we're going to have a problem. One Clear Choice garage doors. Now, garage doors are complicated when they go wrong. They're pretty simple when they're working. It's that simple. If you need help, One Clear Choice garage doors can give you immediate help with a broken spring. That's usually what happens. Or if you want to get an inspection and make sure your garage door is doing well, especially if you just bought a home, they can make all the adjustments and lubrications free. Or, of course, if you need anything, they'll let you know. You got to mention Martino. Make them your garage door place. One Clear Choice Doors for doors and openers, 303-565-6409.
Beautiful shop.
Ross has a jeweler that he advertises heavily.
That's jewelry that sells, you know, only Russ who shop there.
Most of the ones that sell will buy most. I don't understand. Can you look? Somebody, this T-Mobile thing, I don't understand it. How do you get in trouble?
Thousands of dollars on average.
That the calling party heard ringtones on call attendants.
Is there anybody I can call on there to find out what
I was thinking, you know, when I first heard it, it was
many customers complained that they heard ringtones on call attempts that failed to reach rural customers. Oh, wait a minute. I know what they're saying. They're saying that when they could not get to rural customers, they made believe they were calling anyway. They were just making a ring sound, and they weren't really calling. And they weren't blaming themselves. False ringtones cause callers to believe that the phone is ringing at the party's premises when it is not. The caller believes they're calling someone. A caller may then hang up thinking, oh, no one's there. False ringtones create misleading impression that the caller service provider is not responsible when the call fails. So they're faking ringtones into areas they can't reach. What a poorly written story.
Yeah. Only MDs deliver the injection. More experience than any other provider.
Here's the outside of the building. Looks like it's just...
With no MDs at all. Centennial Schultz can help you.
So they're just parking
Yeah.
on the outside. There's no fence, there's nothing.
The inside of the building's pretty good, but it looks like they just park cars willy-nilly.
Centennial Schultz at
Where's the other view?
303-963-9201.
This is the only view you have?
Can
you say on the website?
Oh, it's the inside.
303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. And on my referral list at referralist.com.
Wow. Yeah, for the photos, right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey, photos are real.
The Photoshop from the internet, right?
You know, I left this here yesterday because I just realized it's here. So I can't believe it's there. I would have looked.
You know, Stephanie would have been so mad.
I lose so much.
Yeah.
Probably, you see that one problem with hotel mouth guards missing from room.
Yeah.
Of course, it could be one of those expensive ones.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
Yeah. But who's gonna want it?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get one custom made,
Oh, yeah.
$500-600,
Yeah.
or more.
Could have filmed them behind the bed,
There you
the
go.
mattress, the headboard, and
Tell them go buy a Zipa.
yeah.
Zipa's $90.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
We'll see.
You could invest in that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because I don't know if they're going to go public or they keep it private or.
If they go private, they probably just pay a lot for advertising, but they just lost leader.
Right. But they don't have to be registered with the medical because it says it's a snoring, not sleep apnea. They can't say that it's good for sleep apnea.
Yeah, so many things that people can invest in, they get scammed on. You know.
So my dad and stuff was in a place, and then after he died and stuff, we didn't know they had kind of a deal, but they were charging, is this standard? 2% for if you like buy a stock, 2% to buy it, 2% to sell.
Those are old for a stock.
For stock. And we told them what stock to buy.
Yeah, that's old school stockbrokers. Yeah, that's
Where we get out, we got getting out of it. So.
Are they household names or are they small stocks? Or?
Oh no, they were like Microsoft or AT&T that we bought, or
maybe somebody commissioned to buy stocks.
In and out.
Yeah, that's the old rules. I mean, that's the way.
And he said he made it. He says, "I'm here to give you a deal." And we're proud to be one of these. Well, we're pulling it out.
Yeah, you're better off going to Schwab or.
Oh, absolutely. That's right. And we didn't even know that. We just said that's who you made with dad. But I mean, so if you make it, to make money on it, you got to really make. You're going to end up paying.
Yeah, well, that's the old school commission charge for buying and selling things. You know, but pay 2% to buy a stock makes no sense in the world.
And it doesn't matter. So if it was a $5 stock, you get 1,000. But if it was a $50 stock, you buy 1,000.
Yeah.
You did the same amount of work.
$1,200 for to do that. Makes no sense.
So then if it went up to 50,000,
yeah.
Look at the.
Well, that'd be 20%. So $20 for each transaction. Yeah, so they're charging it transaction fees.
Right.
What they're trying. Wow.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We have APO Financial with us. If you ever need, speaking of finances, a bankruptcy, I hope you don't. Winkandwink.com can do Chapter 7s, Chapter 13s. I'm not going to give you the speech on bankruptcy because they don't judge you. No one does. I'm just hoping that bankruptcy teaches you how not to do it again. How people have consumer debt and then go right back to it, I'll never understand. Winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. Speaking of credit, I'm just going to say something here. Credit is good. I do not believe credit's bad. Credit is like a painkiller, though. If you need it, it's good. If you use it properly, it is good. However, credit is such a tempting monster. You know, especially young women mostly, in college or just getting out of college, who want that handbag, and I'm sorry to stereotype, but this is what I've seen, and the people who come to me for help, or they want that something, and they look at minimum payments. Minimum payments can keep you in debt for 50 years, okay? So they say, oh, I can make that payment. And then they start using more than one card. And before you know it, it snowballs. Credit cards are great tools. They're great. And they're protection. And you should use them properly. 303-713-8255. I know that there are some popular people out there who say you should never use credit. That is not that's not practical advice, nor will it ever help you in the long run. Let's talk to Inez. Oh, hold on. No, hold on, Inez. I thought Jose had hung up, but he didn't. He's still there. Great. Jose, great, you're still there. Okay, we looked up the shop Amina, and I'm sorry I didn't understand that at first. And you have a 2002 F350 that you just bought?
Yes.
What did you? Are you on a speaker? Because it's very difficult to hear you. Are you on a speaker?
I'm sorry, I'm a headset.
Are you driving?
No, but the speaker on my phone just isn't that well.
Oh, okay, that's okay. So listen, Jose. How much did you pay for this truck?
$10,000.
Okay. Now, how did they know? Deputy Clint had a good question. How did they know it was missing at 1 a.m. in the morning?
They had a video surveillance, so they have surveillance when a white truck came by and stopped and went in my truck in less than a minute and just took off.
Did they go into your truck with a? Did they go into your truck with a key?
The video can't show that the driver's side of the truck.
Okay. Do you have a copy of the video?
No. not yet, but I am going to get it from either him or the policeman he sent it to.
Now, Jose, you're not going to like this, but normally, I'm saying normally, if something is damaged or stolen and it's not due to negligence, then they are not responsible to you just because it was there, unless they did something stupid, like they left the key or they have an inside job. They would be responsible for their employees. So what do you think happened?
Well,
what is your gut telling you, man? What is your gut telling you?
My gut's telling me that because of the speed in which they took the vehicle and the small amount of time they had to know it was there, and how it was positioned all the way to the farthest side where the cameras.
Do you think it's an inside job?
That's a gut feeling.
Okay, listen. Do you have insurance? Because if you don't, your insurance will cover this. It's theft. Do you have insurance?
I don't have collision insurance.
You don't need collision. It's comprehensive.
I mean, complete. I only have liability.
Only liability. No. Oh, no. You have no comprehensive insurance. What did the shop say they would do? Anything?
No, they just said, I am not liable.
They're kind of true. I mean, you got to prove a connection here. You got to prove this is terrible. And what's weird is, well, no, here's what I would do. Do you have, if you can ask the police if any prior thefts have taken place there over the last year or two.
Okay.
And see if there's a pattern, because you could maybe make the argument that they knew a danger existed and did not take any precautions. That was the only thing taken, right?
Yeah.
You know, the pickup trucks, man. You know where they are? In about an hour, they're on their way, you know where? To Mexico. Yeah. That's right, man. Most of them head to Mexico. And there's no... Did you put in the police report and all that, and they're looking for it, right?
Yes.
Did you have any GPS or any tracking at all?
I did not have tracking on the vehicle.
Jose, I feel really bad for you, man. Now maybe, I know this sounds like a long run, but let's put out an alert on the truck itself. I mean, was there any distinguishing marks, or is it a vanilla, plain old F-350? Is there anything that would identify that truck?
It's a dually. It's a bit lifted. It's black. I mean.
Okay, a black dually lifted, an F-350. Any trim?
No.
Man, that's a desirable truck, Jose. What were you using it for?
I was going to have a business on the side.
God, this is terrible. Did you finance it?
No. It was paid cash.
Damn. Oh, man. Where's Amina located? Where's Amina located, Dan? Deputy Dan? You got that address? We need to just ask people if they know anything about this. What kind of white pickup truck came to look at it?
So it was an F-150. It's from 2005 to 2010 model.
That you couldn't get a plate or any? You couldn't get a plate on it?
I could not get a plate on it.
Oh, man.
So it's in Aurora, right? 9650 East 25th Avenue.
And when did this happen?
Yesterday at 1.
So 1 in the morning, it would have been technically then Monday morning, basically.
Yep.
So Monday morning. And you left it there on what, Friday?
Friday.
Okay. They cased
that. Would this be under something called bailment?
It could be. Now, what he is talking about, bailment is when you create a condition, whereas they take control. You hand your keys to a valet. And that does create a sort of bailment. But in bailment, they have no more responsibility than you do. So that's why we have to examine, did they do anything differently than you did? No, you left your truck. You know, I would like to ask John Fuller just a legal opinion on bailment and on liability, just in general. Listen, most of the time I say you don't have a prayer. Jose, let's just figure this out if we can, just because it's a terrible, terrible, terrible situation, and I really want you to get some help.
This report is start a program where they double check the VIN numbers of everything going across the border.
Really?
They weren't doing that.
They didn't look at the light, or if they just do the license
VIN
plate
numbers,
check.
but he says most of the stolen cars are going through the back of a trailer now. And if that's a diesel, it went to Mexico. Oh, immediately. Yeah, you're right. That's a 10 grand pump is not that expensive. Just calm.
Yeah, but people just cutting corners where they're seeing it.
Yeah, it takes care of that, it takes care of hail.
Windshields here in Colorado,
especially for a $10,000 car, you want it. If it's two, yeah.
On something that mean, you could maybe get away with hot collision because it's going to do more damage to waste.
Well, you should always have it if you don't have the wherewithal to replace it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just transfer that risk.
Loans for your next ideal home loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if they do a refinance for you, they
My friend Gary was had a F-250 diesel with a trailer with 13 antique motorcycles in the back that disappeared from a hotel there in Arizona.
They can do small tweaks to your credit, like paying down a certain card or moving
Arizona?
balances to get
Yeah, they stayed in a motel overnight and came out and it was just gone. And it was a diesel 1-ton build. I'm sorry, it was a 250, not a 350.
They got double.
But they didn't even know, you know, they didn't realize what a price they got in the trailer. Right. It was, you know, antique Harleys, classic Hondas.
They go jackpot.
Oh yeah, 13 of them.
Deputy Clint, where were you yesterday? We had a lot of good follow-ups we needed. Do you have any follow-ups to report?
Not yet. I will.
Nothing on the books?
I'll have to look. I just haven't had time yet. A lot of stuff got resolved, but it got resolved quietly. I mean,
now, don't ever anybody say anything about this. Just see if he notices. Don't say a word. Don't say, "Ew, it sounds weird."
I couldn't tell any.
Yeah, but Clint, your hearing spotting as good as mine.
You know, I don't know why it isn't here, but I can't read. I can read the big line.
You're not going to read?
No.
I'm glad you can read that big line. So can Helen Keller.
That braille on screen.
That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screening questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates.
Well, somehow my pain went away on Sunday morning. I woke up with no pain anywhere, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not complaining, but I can't figure it. No soreness, no pain, no stiffness in the morning.
Where's the pain? Back?
You know, I've always had a lower back stiffness and pain. I'm not talking about acute pain where I can't walk. Right. But in the morning sometimes I had a tough time honest to God, before I started moving around, I was stiff. So I wake up Sunday morning with absolutely no pain. Not just diminished. Nothing. So all of a sudden, I didn't think I'd notice because you get used to pain. Okay, you do. You don't even notice your level of pain when you get 64, right? Then all of a sudden, I wake up and I'm thinking, I know what happened. I dropped something, bent over, and I went. You know, I'm thinking, because I would do, early in the morning. Listen, man, I'm not a kid. I didn't feel any pain. I thought, wait a minute. And I can't.
Whatever happened to the biorhythm thing?
I just don't know what happened. It's just the weirdest thing. Isn't that weird?
Is it weird that it bugs you and stuff?
No, it doesn't bug me.
Well, I think.
But like this morning, here's what bothers me. If it comes back now, I'm going to notice it. Whereas I was getting used to it. And so I get up in the morning. I go like this, and I hop up out of bed and I go, another good day. It's weird. Figure that out.
Did you quit working out?
Okay, I did one little tiny thing differently. The same workouts, except one day, on a Thursday, I didn't work out on Saturday. I worked out on Thursday, and I didn't do lower body. It's the first time I didn't do lower body because Stephanie was in a hurry. But my lower body, I just don't know. I don't normally do lower body. Is just like that leg lifts and leg curls.
John Fuller on Sunday.
Yeah, and you know those squat things. I don't know.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I want to talk to John Fuller here. John Fuller, personal injury attorney. Why am I calling him? Well, he has a legal mind, and he's been involved in cases involving accidents and all of that. But in essence, I just want a legal analysis. John, this guy leaves us. We've had this before, but I don't know. You leave your car off at a repair shop and it's stolen from out front. Okay. Obviously, it's a crime, and he should have comp, and he doesn't. But is there any kind of bailment created when you leave your truck off and you say, "Here are the keys"? What do you think?
Generally not, unfortunately. Unless the guy takes possession of the vehicle and more or less agrees to secure it in his facility or something like that.
Right. He creates an expectation, in other words.
Right. That's usually the hallmark of a bailment being created. And short of that, if it's just parked outside or something, most of the time they're able to defeat any claim that there's a bailment, and it ends up falling on the owner's insurance if he has it. And if he doesn't, there's a lot of times there's just no coverage. It's kind of sad, but unless you can, you don't have to necessarily create a bailment. You can do it under just a negligence theory. If the owner took any kind of steps that put that vehicle at risk of being stolen or something along those lines, but just simply, if it just happened and it wasn't through any fault of the owners and you don't have that express bailment created, unfortunately, there's just not an awful lot that can be done.
What if, John, there was something like a theft there before, or a couple of them? Would that heighten?
Yeah, those would be good facts to have on your side. I've even had cases where I've heard of where the people actually broke into the building and took the vehicle out of the building, and the owners or the shop owners coverage, denied coverage for that. So. I think that's going to be their starting place. If there's no bailment created, they're going to deny coverage. And those are the kind of cases that if you have those priors and you have a strong enough argument, you may want to consider bringing a lawsuit on those. But I don't see anybody just ponying up coverage for the asking.
John Fuller, Fuller Law, personalinjuryco.com is his website, and he's on a referral list. His number is 303-597-4500. Just an all-around good guy and great personal injury attorney. So, a couple emails. What is that one place you say has one fee for rent and includes everything? Assisted living. It's Golden Orchard. GoldenOrchard.com. And I don't know the exact rent, but it's between $4,000 and $5,000. 303-795-0784. 303-795-0784. And then for our financial planners, Tom, you said you were going to mention a typical client. What do you guys look for a client? Now, obviously you'll refer people and help them out, and answer some quick questions for them at APO Financial. But what are you looking for a client, guys?
Yeah, for us, with the investment mix, when we're just talking about pure investments, for us to get proper diversification, we need at least $250,000 or above to be able to get the right diversification.
Are there a lot of people that have $250,000 to invest?
There's more than you
more than we probably think, right?
Because
life savings.
Yeah, life savings, their 401ks.
Some people have an inheritance.
Absolutely, and a lot of it comes down to a lot of people. Let's say most people haven't saved, because 64% of Americans have saved less than $20,000.
Now, on the 401ks, can you manage their 401k? Just take it over.
Well, we can, but usually what happens when they're at 59.5, it rolls into an IRA. It's called an in-service distribution, even if they're still working.
Right.
So we can utilize,
But
manage.
you can help and manage
Oh,
those.
yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, we have more coming up. APO Financial is 720-588-2000. We have more right after this.
You can get an HVAC tech to your home, a licensed professional.
So we're come on at 06, right? 06.
When you wake up and there's no heat.
I'm sorry, 06.
In your furnace.
For the economy.
No, we're back on the air at 06.
No.
Okay.
Yep, no, I got it.
If you decide to have any
Just by the
necessary
time.
repairs done, they
For the amount of time they put it,
$39, and they give
I didn't realize, so even if you're working, you have a 401k, you get 59.5, it goes to an IRA.
You can roll it out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see, you can
You
roll
roll
it.
it. So a lot of people, most people don't know that. It's called in-service distribution. So you can still be working. You can roll it into your own IRA. You can still contribute to your 401. And then ultimately, when it gets up to a certain point, you can do another rollover. And you generally want to do that. There's a lot of reasons. The biggest one is your 401 will have fees that the IRA won't have. And so it's going to be somewhere between 1% and 2% extra. So why would you do that? I mean, you go out and invest in the same kind of things in an IRA and just have less fees. And so that's just one big reason.
Southwest engine blew up?
No.
Philadelphia.
What happened to Philadelphia?
No, Southwest engine blew up. They
Oh.
did an emergency
It
landing.
blew up.
Yeah.
When it didn't blow the wing.
Shrapnel went through the plane and hit a passenger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Something along those lines.
Philadelphia is just where they had that thing with Starbucks too, wasn't it
Yeah.
Philadelphia?
Maybe.
What happened to Starbucks?
Oh, these two guys were waiting for a meeting. Two guys were black.
Black dudes.
And meeting a guy for a meeting. Well, they kicked them out because,
They didn't buy anything.
They didn't buy anything.
They never said how
Yeah.
long they were there.
Yeah, they never said.
But they had 4 cops.
Yeah, or
They were
more.
talking to them.
Yeah,
With
They're just waiting for somebody for a meeting.
yeah, because then the guy showed up for the meeting, who they were
And they
meeting, and
arrested
he's
him.
like, "What are you arresting them for?" They're not trespassing. So yeah.
Somebody's going is in trouble.
So
Yeah, so the CEO.
The CEO personally apologized.
Certainly, yeah, because he was actually in Philadelphia talking to the mayor and the police chief, and police chief put out a video thing saying that there was no law that they had the legal reasons for doing it.
Big protests. The next day.
Oh, yeah.
This happened on like a weekend.
Especially in Philadelphia.
Yeah, last 2 days they've been doing that.
They riot and drop a hat.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you're right. When they won the Super Bowl, I'm sure they were.
They're awful.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah.
did Ann call in yesterday on the show? This lady, we were trying to get help with her plumbing.
Yes. And
She's trying to open a
Star Plumbing?
for Star Plumbing.
Yeah, she got
Ripped her off.
help, yeah.
That place did call her, that
Yeah.
plumbing place helped.
So it helped her there. Yeah.
Okay, because I was trying to find her a place that would do it on 30-day net, because she had no more money. Okay, so I'm done with that one.
Yeah, she called in.
I do. You like money? I do too. If you like freedom and money, then you're gonna love Freedom Check.
Well, this is it. This is it.
An estimated $34.6 billion is up for grabs to anyone who takes their claim. Yep, you heard right. $34.6 billion. To get all the details, just go to www.iwantfreedomchecks.com. Thousands of people are already lined up to cash in. Take Doug, for example. He's a 46-year-old from Joplin, Missouri, who's set to get a check for $24,075. And if Doug can do this, I've got a hunch that you can too. But here's the thing. If you want a chance to grab your full share of this $34.6 billion payout, you must have your ducks in a row by May 1st. So don't wait. Get over to www.iwantfreedomchecks.com before the May 1st deadline. That's www.iwantfreedomchecks.com.
This report is brought to you
Yes, yes.
That falls under the misleading.
And they're just sending you.
And they're selling, but they're not financial advisors, they're selling a subscription to limited master partnerships.
A list?
So because they're selling a list, they don't
The
fall
flood
in that
control
category.
district of the 7-county metro.
Isn't that terrible? Now, if you listen to the tape, it says more of, at that spot, more bullshit.
That's UDS.
Yeah, that's drop of Missouri.
Wow.
Wow.
I want my freedomchecks.com.
Yeah.
Wow.
Free money.
Free money? Free money. Never
Never
said free though. You never said free money, did you?
Is it $47 a month or $47 for the year?
Oh, I didn't even look at it.
I'm gonna buy it.
Are you?
I'm gonna buy it and get it.
Curious to see what it is.
I'm gonna actually get it. I'm gonna do it on YouTube.
And shut them down.
I just let people know what it is. I wonder if somebody's already done a freedom check.
So say if he had 273,000, he's getting 9% on it, he get 24/6.
You know what? You
Done.
may be
That's
bound.
done.
When you buy it, they might have wording in their subscription agreement.
You're looking at them.
But I mean, there's some pretty risky MLPs.
Scam legit.
And it kicks in your, you get a K1 on it too.
Yeah, you would. Because
They have all kinds of freedom checks.
Many of our clients have learned to pay less
It
interest
sounds
than
good though, a
bank,
freedom
not
check.
change their spending habits.
Who wouldn't want a freedom check?
I want a freedom check.
Possible solution. 720-895-0500.
Tom's gonna be passing out freedom checks, he's gonna buy it.
Financing for another loan.
Dan, remember the place that called about bumpers for the cars and never got back?
Without late fees or daily
They send them off to Scrum Place and they never get them back. Antique cars.
Yes, yes, it's out in California.
Yeah, this is trouble. I got 3 guys. I called the
Okay,
victims.
they're telling you the truth. They're telling you exactly what it is. They're telling you. The guy that did the video is telling you from freedom checks.
720-895-0500 and let us save you thousands. Home of the asset manager, directly owned and operated where it is. All about you. 720-895-0500. Regulated by DORA, NMLS 298191. Equal credit money.
Sure did.
Right now. Text the keyword good luck.
The list keeps getting longer. Guys,
It was a place in California.
they're telling you everything. This guy's telling you the truth. And he's the same guy that's doing that video.
Tom Martino on 630.
Okay.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere, the consumer help show where we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. All you have to do is call 303-MARTINO 24/7, or when we're on the air, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome, and we can help you. This hour brought to you by Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. And I just want to say something. I have an update on freedom checks, and it's really something I'm pretty astounded by. I am. The guy that did the video actually went on YouTube and did another video telling you exactly what you're getting. No holds barred. Now, I don't know if this guy did it with their permission or not, but he's the one they used to do the video. So we'll talk about that. Right now, let's talk about home loans, ideal home loans, and let's talk about why VA loans are a great option for buying or refinancing. Brent, quickly tell us the benefits.
Well, here's the big benefit, 100%. You can borrow 100% of your home, whether you're refinancing or whether you're buying, all with no monthly mortgage insurance premium.
That's cool right there. And when I said quickly, I didn't mean that quick, Brent. Brent, one other thing I want to ask, seriously. How are the rates compared to conventional?
You know, they're lower. Here's the thing. The VA loan, in my opinion, is one of the best products that we have in our industry. And the reason being, the rates are lower than what you're going to see on conventional loans. There is no classification of a jumbo loan. It's all about your eligibility and your entitlement as a veteran. And the great thing is, with no mortgage insurance premium and 100% financing, you can do some amazing things. Yeah. We have had people saving over $2,500 a month consolidating bills on a VA loan and saving significantly over the life of their loan.
Thank you, Brent. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, and it's idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000, 867-7000. And if you're looking for a loan, it's probably because you're looking at a house, and that's why I always recommend Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You won't do better. And it's that simple. If you're looking to buy, and of course use Ideal for your loan, you're looking to buy, use Frank to help you look. And if you have to sell a home, Frank Duran does proactive marketing. He doesn't just list it and walk away like many of them do. He proactively sells them. He sells most of his own listings. 920-1622, 303-920-1622, and it's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, so let's talk. What is on Norm's mind? Norm.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. So you have a finance question. What's happening?
Yeah. First of all, I wanted to thank you for keeping all the scumbags in line.
Thank you.
It's a good thing you do. I appreciate
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate
it. Hey, so I want to change up my finances a little bit, and I want to go ahead and try to put everything I can on a credit card and pay the credit card off every month. I know I could put everything but mortgage on there, correct?
You want to consolidate, but why do you want to consolidate on a credit card?
Well, miles and whatnot. I mean, is that good? That's my question. I mean, is that a good thing to do?
Guys, what do you think? APO Financial is with us. They're financial advisors. Of course, they do, investment portfolios and they do retirement strategies, but they know about finance. What do you think about, if truly you could pay it off, what do you think about putting everything on a credit card?
We're big fans. We do that for our business as well. We put everything on the card, get the miles.
And get the miles. I do too. I do that.
Yeah, as long as you pay it off at the end of the month.
Yeah, as long as you're not.
Credit card is the best one to do that on.
Now, first I want to ask you a couple questions, okay? Can you get a credit limit big enough for all of that?
Oh, yeah.
How much can you get a credit limit for?
Oh, right now I got one at like $9,000. I mean, I pay it off every month.
Okay, good. Then I like guys. I like Capital One, and I like Capital One because they stick by you when you have a dispute, and because they have clear statements and the charges are not excessive. I don't know. What do you guys like?
And they give you 2 times miles, and they don't have blackout dates. So they're good.
You like Capital One?
Yeah.
No real issues. The main thing is you always pay it on time, so you don't have fees.
So you're not talking about. He's not talking about getting out of debt. He's talking about practical cash flow, and that's good because if you want to get out of debt, I wouldn't do it that way. But I think it's a great idea. I put everything on my card because I do want those miles and or cash. I like it.
Okay, so I can put everything but mortgage on there, correct?
Now, why do you say you can't put a mortgage? I'm just curious.
Well, I don't know. I don't think you could pay, borrow yourself out of debt. As
I pay my mortgage payment with a. No, wait. No, I do an ACH.
No, most mortgage companies won't take credit cards. Yeah.
But that's like 2-3%.
Well, I don't have a that's not a mortgage I put on there. What is it?
Insurance will take it.
The insurance will take it.
Yeah.
Now, is there a level as far as like silver, gold, platinum, Capital One, whatever?
You just have to read about their conditions there. I'm not sure about that. To be honest with you, most of those levels and those colored cards are for the willies more than anything. It's to make you feel good and make you feel like you arrived. I mean, has nothing really to do with life. I mean, some of them might carry more benefits. Okay, so Hector, what's happening with you? Hector.
Hello, Tom.
Hello. What's going on?
Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
So I purchased a house, brand new house in 2017, and I have a 1-year warranty. So we did the first initial inspection, of course, and I noticed some cracks in the basement floor. We pointed it at them, and the inspectors say, no, it's just normal, So almost 9 months have passed now, and the cracks are getting bigger, so I put a complaint on the warranty.
Here's the way those warranties read, and they do so on purpose. They read that a certain size crack is acceptable, and they know that 98% of the time, any shifting or problems will not show up in the first year and make a crack bigger than that. So that's why they do that. And so, so the crack has to be a certain size, right?
They told me like 3 inches, and it's impossible that it's going to get 3 inches in 1 year.
They won't get 3 inches during that time of the warranty. It will get 3 inches in the future. Now, do you have a structural warranty in addition?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, some have a 1-year builder's warranty or 2 years, and then they have a structural warranty for 10 years. But structural warranties are very specific and almost never paid because the way they define a structural defect is major. So to make long and short of it, most of the time you're not going to get basement cracks fixed. And most of the time they don't need to be fixed. They're just more of an eyesore. And if you finish...
It's my first time buying a house, so I was just worried about maybe in the long run, 20, 30 years, the house will like fall off or something. You know?
Are you going to be there in 20 or 30 years? You're hoping that this is the one, you're going to stay there?
Probably, yeah.
Right.
It was my dream house with my wife and my kids.
Excellent.
You know?
If that's your... No, I understand completely. And if that's the case, there's nothing you can do about it. We're not allowed. I mean, our system isn't set up for what could happen.
Okay.
You know, I
was just trying to get some counseling, you know.
Let's put it to, and Hector, you're wise. Yeah. I'm not even telling you not to do anything. I'm just saying right now I don't think you're going to get warranty. And here's the reality. What could happen? You could literally in 12 years have a major structural problem, and then you can say, "Well, I knew it." And they didn't do anything. Well, guess what? That's life, and that could happen with home ownership. Now, if you're truly worried, there are some things you could actually do. I mean, truly. You could literally take a core sample through the concrete and beneath to that soil, and they can tell you the compaction of that soil, the moisture content of that soil, and they can tell you what to look forward to. Seriously. And it's expensive. But if you look far enough, you can find anything. You can go to the outside of your home and do those core samples. There are soils engineers that will do that all day long. But it's not common. You have to tell them why you're doing it. You want to know that the substrate in your home is stable. You want to know if there's anything you can do ahead of time to stave off any kind of shifting. Now, you know, let's say they do find bentonite or expansive soil or terrible situations beneath your floor, and they say it's a matter of time before anything bad happens, or you have to keep moisture away, then you might want to look into a French drain to avoid the moisture underneath. Or, in extreme cases, you literally have to pier the house, excavate under it, and put better backfill in. But we're talking about extreme, Hector. So most of the time, people don't do that. They just pray for the best outcome.
That's what the builder told me, that it's normal in my area for houses to have that. And I was kind of like...
And you know what? It kind of is, unfortunately. What price range is your home?
350.
Okay, so we're not talking about a little shack here. It's a decent home, and you want to make sure you have a decent home. If I were you, I would look at the original, if the builder would share the soils reports with you, and have an engineer look at your house as an overview. I don't think I'd go for core samples and big problems. However, in all cases, you have to make sure you have extensions on your drains. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Carrying moisture away from the foundation. You also want to make sure you properly landscape around the foundation so it doesn't retain or it slows down moisture penetration. Do you have that?
Yes.
Then you also want to make sure that any daylight drains go far away from the foundation. You also want to make sure that the slope is away from the foundation. Because houses settle, and that's not going to be covered under warranty. You're going to need maybe to excavate or bring in dirt, and it's called a positive slope away from the home. Okay.
Okay.
And then and that's in landscaping. The other thing is a French drain. Do you have one?
No, I'm not sure. I never heard about it. So
there may not. Well, you got to find out. There may not be a reason for a French drain. Do you have a sump pump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then you probably have a French drain. But if you have a sump pump, you got to make sure that keeps, you know, in a few years, remember you have a sump pump and have it checked.
Yes.
And make sure you keep an eye on it. So I think you're doing everything right, Hector, and you can always call us back. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Roland, what's going on with you, Roland?
Oh, I'm so glad I've got you.
What's happening, man?
Been listening to you for years, and never thought I'd have to call you, but here is the situation.
Yes.
We were at a wedding over the past weekend and stayed at a hotel. My wife has an orthotic device for her extensive jaw surgery she had years ago.
Yes.
Well, a couple of years ago.
Like a mouth guard.
Yes, exactly. But it's a very specific mouth guard for her teeth, which had to be configured by a dentist, which is rather expensive.
Right.
Here's the situation. We come back one evening. Sue gets ready because this thing is sitting around the house in its cleaning fluid most of the day. At night, she puts it in, sleeps with it. We come back, it is not there.
Wait. It's just missing?
It is missing. It is, and she keeps it in the bathroom at the hotel room. And
where does she keep it?
Well, she keeps it on the counter, and she keeps it in one of their.
Had the room been cleaned before during that time?
Exactly. Yes.
Well, no, I don't mean exactly. Was it or not?
Yes.
So you know for sure that the time you left and the time you came back, cleaning occurred.
The only people who had access were the cleaning people, and the room we could tell was clean.
Okay, that's all. I'm not asking who had access. I'm asking, so you know that during that time, the cleaning people had access, and they were the only one. And not only did they have access, but you know that they cleaned. There were clean towels. The trash had been emptied, like that, right?
Correct.
All right. So hold on. I don't know why they would throw that away and nothing else. I'm not sure. We'll talk about it. This is terrible. Again, these fall under the classification of what the hell do you do? Okay, let's try to build something here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So what do you do? We'll talk about that coming up. One thing that is available to you right now, free of charge, no obligation, fully confidential, is an advice line, an answer line for addiction. You hear me talk about this every day. I hope that if you know anyone in this situation, they're related to an addict, they're married to an addict, or maybe your family or your friend's circle, you can call this number, 720-893-5559. Sure, you can ask, what's the Raleigh House all about? Tell me about your premier addiction program, but that's not the purpose of the line. The purpose is to say, how do I know there's a problem? What do I look for? How do I approach someone? Are there telltale signs? How much does it cost for treatment? What kinds of treatment are available? How long does it take? Are there any free programs? Does insurance cover it? Should I tell another person in my family? What should I do? Any question about anything relating to addiction and treatment. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
This report is brought to you by the Flood Control District of the...
So this doesn't sound bad, dude.
Mark is always He did not say, did he say that it was in a paper cup?
Well, it sounded like it was
Oh,
the
It was a paper cup.
So he said he put it in one of there, and then I didn't hear anything else.
It was in a cup, but it was in one of those paper, poly cups. You went on break before I could.
Depending on the hotel, it might be where they can't see.
Yeah, we don't have one like you.
It's just worn out all of a sudden.
The flood control district of the 7-county metro area, protecting people, property, and
That could be a grand easy.
early flood alerts at udfcd.org. That's udfcd.org for early flood alerts.
Surgery, so
This isn't a paper cup. I just pictured they just kind of gather that.
I have found, man, because I have hearing aids, I have found them to be very careful. I don't
Well, no, but if it was in a paper cup, just sitting there with water or something, who knows, that mouth guard might be kind of clear.
That's why we proudly display
A good hotel wouldn't even question it. Not something like that. They wouldn't, because it's pretty obvious it was clean. They have to get the logs. I would do a small claims court based on the time it was cleaned and just say there's no other explanation whatsoever. They're going to say, no, it didn't happen, but I think they'll settle it.
and use promo code RADIO to get 2 months of payroll free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
Hotels are getting worse and worse.
It's time to join the
We had a wake-up call that they didn't make for us. Well, first of all, we called because our TV and radio and nothing worked in the room. I couldn't get through to the girl at the desk. I finally went up there, and I said, I can't put you in another room, so we'll do a wake-up call. They didn't do the wake-up call, so we wake up late.
They just did not do it?
No, they didn't make it. We wake up late. We're dashing out the door. This was in Yuma to get across the border to the Dennis, Mexico. I make it barely in time. But anyway, in the dash out the door, my wife left her laptop, her black laptop on the black counter. So she called him, and he came back. We would have gone back to Phoenix. We had to come back and wait until the evening we both unlocked the safe. He was saying, so we had to stay there the whole next day. We went to the dumb girl didn't talk about her safe yet. We called, the guy didn't live close to town. So we had to stay there another night.
That's a piece of shit hotel than our motel.
No, it was a pretty nice hotel. I can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway, I didn't want to stay there the second night because they screwed around with us so much the first time. So next morning we get there early, and he says, you're not going to be here for an hour. Well, they have a free breakfast because we didn't get to eat our free breakfast the morning before because we got dashed out of there. Well, we started eating breakfast, they called the police.
Because you were eating breakfast.
Yeah,
did you explain we stayed here before?
Yes, and they said the breakfast is only for the time during your stay. What a piece of crap hotel.
That's just like that's Starbucks in Philadelphia.
Now listen, what was that all about? The guy just wouldn't leave or what?
There's two guys. They never did say how long
they were waiting
there.
for a business
They were
meeting
waiting, right.
for a guy to be there, but
The manager called them up, called up the cops.
Fix It 24/7 will send a qualified expert to your home for $39, and they will diagnose any problem that you have with plumbing or heating or cooling, and then tell you exactly what it will take to fix with a full written report and pricing. Now, if you decide to have the work done, they will do the work and credit you the $39. And I want to say one thing. You will never get the amount of work, the same quality, and products for a better price anywhere because they value value. Now, people have asked, Tom, this $39, you also talk about the $39 furnace check or air conditioning check and clean. That's a different animal. Now, if you have that $39 furnace check or air conditioning check, they will basically disassemble to the extent they can the product and clean it and take care of it and adjust it and make all of the minor adjustments and lubrications free, and it'll refurbish the damn thing. But if there's a problem, they will give you a full written report on that too. So if you simply want both and you have a problem within the air conditioning or the furnace, get that $39 clean and check, and then you get that service plus you get a diagnostic. Now, there's nothing to be credited if you have the work done because they've already done that refurbishing. But if you get the $39 diagnostic, that would be for something outside of the furnace in your plumbing system, probably, because you can get the cleaning with the $39. So it's up to you. Remember, if you do want them to diagnose a problem with the furnace, they will do that $39 diagnostic and then credit back to you. So either way, the call is $39. You decide what you want, the clean and check or find me the problem and credit me the call charge. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939. You know, often diagnostics, they are the biggest problem, finding the problem. 720-526-3939. All right, so you stay at a hotel and your wife has a mouth guard or whatever it is. It's a mouthpiece. And then you guys leave the room. How long were you gone?
Well, we were gone from, I'd say, from 10 in the morning to about 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay, so we know they cleaned the room. And when you got back,
cleaned the room, yes.
Yeah. So when you got back, the mouthpiece was gone. But one thing we found out during the break, Daphne said she left it in a paper cup.
It is a paper cup. They had paper Starbucks cups for regular coffee in the room. So my wife took that, put the mouth guard in it, put the fluid in it, and we left, and we came back, and it was all gone.
Okay. but I can see where they would throw away a cup with fluid in it, but maybe you can't. I'm not saying they were right. I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm saying I can see it wasn't exactly the same as it just sitting there and being thrown away, or it wasn't in a clear cup or holder that they have.
Right,
it was in a paper cup. So, I mean, at least they're not, I don't think, idiots. They, you know, there's a cup. What color is the mouth guard?
Well, it's a clear plastic mouth guard.
Clear.
And let me tell you what I've done already. I went right away the next morning down to the main office and said, look, here's the problem. This is it. And of course, the answer was right away, well, we train our employees so that they never do anything that involves personal property. They're not allowed to touch anything. So I don't think it happened. And I even went to the cleaning.
No. I mean, I can see that wasn't personal property. It was a cup filled with water with a clear mouthpiece in it.
Yes, and it was obviously used, so I could see somebody picking it up and just throwing it away.
Right, and if they did, what I'm saying is I don't think they did anything negligent by doing it. I can see them doing that too. I don't think they did anything wrong is what I'm saying. I think that maybe you should have thought that through, leaving a clear cup. Listen, when I have hearing aids, for example, I know they're small. I know they're tiny. I don't just leave them laying around. But if I left them wrapped in a tissue paper, let's say, I could see if they threw them out. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. What's the name of the hotel chain?
Hyatt Regency.
Now, these are pretty good people. I would think that if you tried a small claims court action for that, then I would think they'd try to settle, because I don't think anyone's denying that the room was cleaned. And if the room was cleaned, and if you had that, then what they're going to say, and this would be for a judge, they're going to say, yeah, we cleaned the room, and we may or may not have done it, or we didn't do it. They can't say they didn't do it because they don't know. They would have to, you would have to subpoena the person that cleaned the room. I think they would try to settle, but I'm not sure. How much is this worth?
Well, that's it. I went and tried to find.
There's a number there. There's a number there. How much is it worth?
Well, up close to $1,000.
Okay,
it was made for my wife.
I wouldn't doubt it. Some of these sleep apnea devices are, you know, $3,000 or something. So, $1,000. Okay, where was this hotel located?
Bethesda, Maryland.
Oh, damn. So you'd have to go back. It's not going to be worth it. I mean, listen, man, this is one of those oh crap moments. But, geez, is there a possibility, because the mold's already done, does your dentist keep the mold? Usually the second time around it's not as expensive.
Well, we've contacted him already, and he says, sure, I can replace it, but it's going to cost you $911.
But if he already did the mold, he didn't keep the mold?
I don't know that.
Well, they normally do. I mean, that's why they do them. I know that sometimes they keep like molds, and they just keep them unless he didn't. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'm not looking. We're all trying to find. You know what? We're all trying to find a bad guy here. You know what? Your wife was a little negligent too. If I had a clear mouth guard, clear plastic, I would not have put it in a cup, a paper cup. I wouldn't have done it. I just wouldn't have done it. So I can't sympathize too much. I think too much about stuff in my room. I make it very clear the stuff I want. I either take it all and I put it in one pile, my electronics, so it's easy for someone to walk off with all of them at once. No, I keep, not really, but I keep stuff in obvious locations so they can't throw away, especially when it comes to small things. Jewelry should be in the safe. Perhaps even a $1,000 mouth guard should be in a safe. I know my hearing aids I either put in a safe or I put them in their case where it's obvious. One time I did wrap hearing aids in a tissue, okay? And they were thrown out. That's why I learned my lesson. I wrapped them in a tissue, and often I wrap a mouth guard in a tissue, because you rinse them off and you put them in a tissue to absorb the moisture so it doesn't just sit there. But I don't keep it out where anybody can get it. I'm sorry about it, man. I don't know. If anybody has a suggestion, let me know. Robert, what's going on, Robert?
Hey, yeah, I'm being sued for a debt that, it's got on here July 14th.
Now, you're being sued in what court? In county or district? How much is it for?
total is $7,165.60.
So it's probably county court. And
yes, county court.
You say you have no inkling of what it's for?
Well, I mean, it's got the name of the bank and all that good stuff.
What do they say? Is it a credit card? Is it a medical bill? What kind of bill?
It doesn't really say. It just gives the amount and some.
Who's suing you? Who is the plaintiff?
Pioneer Services, a division of Mid-Country Bank.
Okay, so it's a collection agency for the bank. You can call and ask what it's about. A good collector, a legit collector, or creditor will tell you everything. I mean, it's that simple.
And this makes the third time that I've been served by these guys. I showed up twice, and both times the attorney for the plaintiff has not shown up.
Are you? Well, wait. They should have They should have dismissed it.
The second time, the judge dismissed it without prejudice, which I guess allows them to come back.
Yes, but what was the first time?
The lawyer just didn't show.
Wait a minute.
Was the second time.
You should have asked for a default judgment. I'm not a default judgment, but a default. You won. In other words, now when
that's what I thought would happen to me if I didn't show.
The first time they dismissed it without prejudice as well. So 2 times they dismissed it, right?
Right.
Okay, but you have no idea what the bill's for.
No, I've gone back and checked my bank account records for any deposits.
Then you're going to have to show. You're going to have to show up. They have the burden of proof, but they also have a burden too that if the judge knows that you have asked for documentation and they did not provide it, and you wanted to try to settle this if it was a legit bill, and they don't provide you this, it bodes very badly for them in court. So I would call or write better, and I would ask for documentation with the spirit of wanting to settle if this is indeed a genuine bill. Okay?
I honestly don't think that it is.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with saying, please provide documentation. I would like to settle this if it is a legitimate bill. It doesn't mean you have to. You'd like to talk about settling this if it's a legitimate bill. It puts the ball in their court. It puts the burden on them. That's what you do to protect yourself. If they don't give you documentation, you go to court with that document, and this time you ask specifically, because it is the third time, that it be dismissed with prejudice. And I think you're in the driver's seat. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I have a sponsor that I am so thrilled with that I'm going to tell you about, because yesterday I ranted and raved about it, and so many people emailed me and said, what is his name? Bright Light Chiropractic. Finally, I have a chiropractor that loves doing chiropractic adjustments. A family chiropractic center. Dr. Mike Hederscheit. It rhymes with the name, Bright Light. And it is a bright light in the community of chiropractic right now. He is a chiropractor at his core. Now, he calls himself a neurological chiropractor because he believes, and those who do the torque release technique, of which he is a fellow, they believe that the nerves cause the misalignment. The pinched or impinged nerves or nerve problems, trauma can cause the actual misalignment. Then the misalignment can screw with nerves. And then, guess what? More misalignment. It's a cycle that you need to break. And he does what's called the torque release technique. It is a gentle but thorough adjustment using targeted precise instruments that target a specific area to get and adjust the back and relieve the nerve pain and pressure. He does full advanced neurological testing and spinal scans and low radiation digital x-rays. Do you know the entire evaluation is just $50? And adjustments are just $50. Now, you only need the initial evaluation when you start. And thereafter, it's $50 a visit. Or if you buy a package, $35 a visit. And for veterans, always only $30. Please give them a call. You will love them. on County Line Road near where the heck it is? It's not too far out. It's to the west on County Line. I'll get the exact address, but look them up. BrightonYourFamily.com. BrightonYourFamily.com. 720-583-4506. 720-583-4506.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
With you're not thirsty anymore? Could that be why? Did you go? No, I didn't go to him yet. Oh, going to him. Okay.
Well, maybe he scared you into it.
No, that's what's amazing is I did it after I met him. So let me think about this.
But he doesn't crack your back, though.
No, he does, but the adjustment is an activator. You've had those, right?
I've done it.
I kind of like the activator, but
does it do anything?
I got to get his address, so I can't keep saying it.
Okay, here, I'll get it.
Oh, it's not your fault, but yeah, you have it. Give it to me.
Like every year, you can take advantage of some deals and freebies. Arby's is offering a pre-order pro buys at participating locations.
Broadway, Quebec.
Give me the closest cross street too.
And Chuck E. Cheese is live March
27 something, right?
Is it in Highlands Ranch?
Yeah, it could be.
Just call Brighton. Just do Brighton Your Family.
2670 East County Line Road.
Okay, thank you. 2670. I knew it was 20. Okay, 2670 East County Line Road.
Yeah. Let me see where it's by.
You're gonna want to know your credit.
It's in by.
And that's is that Highlands Ranch?
Yeah, but it's on the north side of 470. But the address is Highlands Ranch.
Highlands Ranch. Okay, good. I'll just
check it whenever you like. It's free.
I think it's right by University.
Oh, the cross street. Yeah, you can give me that.
Yeah. 177 is that University?
It's 2670.
You mean the Highway 177?
Yeah.
I think it is. University. Well, yeah. That'd be the closest one.
Here, I'll find it. There,
Yep, University. Across from University and County Line.
Yeah, it's right there, University.
What's it? University and County Line.
Highway 67 closed southwest of Sedalia due to the Rampart Range
Major
fire
exit.
going on at this time. Also, I-25.
It's got to be by the.
What's that restaurant? University and County Line. That's all I know. I'll get that when I get back. I feel like an idiot.
Where the Chili's come from?
Well, it's a brand new
The
sponsor.
Promenade Shopping Center is where it's in. Promenade Shopping Center.
It's funny, we have a promenade right here at Bellevue. So, thank you. It's a promenade. Is it called the Promenade? That's it?
That's what it says. Promenade Shopping Center is the.
Thank you.
So there's a what's the Italian restaurant? It's a chain.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. So it's got to be right by the Olive Garden.
Chili's.
But it really is.
Is there Chili's there too?
Oh, burnt down.
Oh, Chili's is on the other side of the road.
Oh, so it's on the.
I think it's on the same aisle. It was that bowling alley is.
Okay.
You're probably right in the back.
Yeah. John actually had to go for an appointment at 1:30. Tom.
Oh, I thought he did too. I thought I offended him.
No.
By calling him bald.
We're pretty. We have thick skin and thick
Comfortable
skulls.
with your manual.
Absolutely. Yeah. You get what God gives you.
I wouldn't give a shit one way or the other.
No.
I mean, I thought I was going bald. I really did because I kept getting thinner and thinner.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking.
That's good.
I think it was my diet.
Yeah.
The diet's a big deal. I don't think people realize.
They sure as hell don't. Boy, I made Mark a believer.
Yeah, Mark doesn't eat anything.
I'll tell you what. Let me tell you, we eat way too much as a people.
Now he talks. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe how little you need to be healthy.
Absolutely.
You know that I went on that Trulicity, and I can't eat a big meal now because of it. It modifies the opening of your stomach. I can only eat half of it, and I keep accidentally eating a meal. I'm miserable.
Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. Used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Anything you need, they got. And they have the financing, too. 40 lenders to choose from. You will love the atmosphere because it's not pressure, and, you know, they want you to shop around. Just put them on the list, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646. And it's Monday through, let me get there, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7. And on Saturdays, they're open till 6. Now, on that brightenyourlife.com, the chiropractor, I'm so sorry, I didn't have his address because I just drove there the other day, and I am a patient. 2670 East County Line Road. Okay, that's in Highlands Ranch at the Promenade Shopping Center. That's University and County Line. University and County Line. So, I'm sorry I didn't have that. So, Promenade Shopping Center, University and County Line. Let's go to the phones and talk to Robert. Robert, what's going on? Hello, Robert. Robert? Oh, I didn't. There you go. There you go, Robert.
Hello?
Sorry. Yeah, sir. What's happening?
Hey, I got a 2001 Audi A4.
Okay.
Turbo, and it's got 180,000 miles. I just acquired it over the weekend for next to nothing, so I'm not out necessarily money. But
now, how did you acquire it?
A buddy of mine was looking for a car, and he had this Audi. He can't afford to fix it, so we made a barter here.
Okay, so what's wrong with it?
The timing belt broke on him.
Oh, wait, it broke while he was driving it?
Yeah, he was driving at 5 miles an hour.
All right, listen, it doesn't matter how fast you were going. What matters is if it's an interference engine or not. And it is an interference engine?
Yes, I called the shop, and they gave me an estimate to fix that.
Now, for those listening, for those listening, a timing belt should be replaced at the manufacturer's recommendation or sooner. You should never try to stretch it or tempt fate. If you do not change it and it breaks, the engine goes out of time, which means the valves and the pistons could collide. In an interference engine, there are some engines that even if it breaks, they're set up so they will never connect and break because they have too much clearance. In your case, it was an interference engine, which almost always means some level of damage. And you said you had an estimate. Basically, what they do is rebuild it.
Right, and they suggested looking for a new motor to put in it rather than repair it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you had any idea, and also I don't want to get cheated.
I would go to Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair because they can rebuild that engine in-house. They have a machine shop. But I would at least give them a shot and let them get you an estimate before I decide to put our used engine, because you're just going to have somebody else's troubles.
Yeah, Tom, I called an upper-end shop that was referred here in Loveland, and they're good, but they gave me a price of $3,000 to $4,000 to repair that.
You know what? That's exactly what it's going to cost. What did you expect? That's a good price.
Right, but therefore I was looking maybe perhaps just to get the new engine or a used engine.
But why? Why would you do that? A used engine can't be much less by the time you install the damn thing.
Oh, so you're saying either way, huh?
I'm thinking I can't even foresee where you could get a used engine of any quality to be put in that would give you that. And why? Listen, man, if you repair this properly, you're going to have a good engine.
Yeah. But is it worth putting that money into that?
Now, that's a whole different question. Let's ask some questions here. Since you got it for a song, and when you say a song, just give me an idea how much.
Well, I traded a running Saturn I had. It was a 92.
All right. So in your mind, you didn't pay anything, right?
In my mind, yeah.
Okay. So now let's take $4,000 to repair it, and you're going to need a transmission eventually. Okay, so what's the interior like?
Everything else is great.
Is it great or is it normal? Great or normal?
I'd say, well, for 2001...
Nah, that's not what I'm asking. Does this look like a pristine car if it's shined up and vacuumed?
Yeah.
Then if it looks like a pristine car, Audis are nice cars. If you truly can fix the whole thing for $4,000, you have to ask yourself, can you find a car like this for that much money? You know, but only if it's shiny, and I mean that. If the paint's gone, you'll never get your money out of it. Now, if you want to drive the wheels off it, who cares?
Right.
But Audis will have maintenance issues, and you got to look forward to a transmission eventually with 180,000 miles. Now, was that transmission ever touched?
That I don't know, Tom.
So I would say if you figured a full, now you're looking at about $6,500 investment if you had to do that tranny. So think about it. What can you do with that money? What could you do? What could you find? That's where you have to start looking around before you do that. Because I would not put that money in the engine if the transmission had to be done soon.
What kind of Audi is it?
It's the
A4 Turbo Quattro.
They're nice They're nice cars.
It's the wagon, yeah.
I mean, you know, listen.
That's why I'm torn.
Any decent used car, listen, if you had a used car with a brand new transmission or brand new engine, that's really the only thing you have to worry about. If truly all the other stuff, now if you start looking at suspension, geez, you know, now you're just forget it. I mean, how is the suspension? I would have it checked, and I would get advice from someone first and say, okay, what do I have to look forward to with 180,000 miles? And if they say you have to do suspensions and all of that, then we're talking, you know, front ends and you know, that's bad stuff. So that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing you absolutely want to watch out for.
This report is brought to you by the Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area.
No major. I got a guy that buys those. How much time do I have? Cars that have had the valves fit? 4 minutes. He does the top end off.
It doesn't affect the piston?
Well, it'll put a smiley face on them.
So down south, I-25 goes south of Colorado City to parts and
That's like say high-end, and it's not. We know the transmissions of Audis are not.
West of London on the eastern plains.
That's a Quattro. That's four-wheel drive.
Very windy today with a high near 70.
Which will buy that?
Right now, fair skies, windy conditions.
This friend of mine buys those all the time.
This guy's
He buys kind of the high-end cars with the really complex automatics that go bad, and the 7-speed, 8-speed, because those things could be $5-6 grand. Yeah. But he does all the work. I mean, like he'll pull the head on that, and he won't even buy another head. He'll actually put new valves in that head. Yeah, he does these all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you talking about spending $5 grand in a car, you can find a whole bunch of cars.
2001?
They got rid of the 92 Saturn.
And you'll probably get 800 for the car, 900 for the car, and stuff.
Parts. Yeah. And the tires alone.
I just got $331 for a car. Metal.
That's what they gave? $331 just to smash it? So they weren't doing parts or anything?
No, that was the place I was talking about, just on the other side of Bidenville, Denver Metal. It's been sitting in my hangar. Well, you know, I've got 7 of those little Mercedes NLs in our family. Yeah. God, they're all-wheel drive. They run 300, 400,000 miles. Yeah. All the granddaughters have them. And,
what kind of car was it?
Mercedes NL. The older ones are 2000.
But once again, you didn't go in for maintenance or anything?
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, they just don't. Gary, you know, Quicksilver Messenger Services, you've seen that. My friend is in Arizona. That's all he buys is these same car.
Diesels?
No, well, you can get diesel, but he just buys the ML320s with 150,000 miles on it, runs them for 100,000, scraps them. He doesn't even try to really sell them because they run a lot of miles on those cars. He doesn't fix anything on them. You know, he just runs them.
That guy, seriously, that guy is crazy. He's going to put him in.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Larson Tax relief. I've been fighting for consumers more than 30 years in all areas of business, except when it comes to the IRS. I refer them to Larson Tax Relief. If you don't back taxes, if it's 2 years since you filed, these guys are the best. They're smart. They have a fantastic team of experts that will understand your situation.
Well, they're easy for him to do. He has his own list in his house. He's always...
But those interference engines can be bent too.
Oh yeah, the valves will all be bent, but he rebuilds the head himself. He puts new valves in.
But he says the pistons are okay.
The pistons will have a little smiley face on
Yeah,
it.
but they can press. That's all that matters. As long as the sides are good. The top of the piston doesn't matter.
Well, as long as they put a hole in it or something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Or 8-way material.
Taxrelief.com. That's
But they'll have
Larson Tax.
pretty deep smiley face on it.
In an airplane engine.
S-O-N Tax.
Well, that's a different story. You don't put anything in it.
I'm talking about
audit organizations I endorse on
Yeah.
the referral list
I
and
know people that have it stopped and did not rebuild it. And I'm wondering what happened inside that engine. Now, I know people that shall remain nameless that had overrevs, and they don't give a shit. Because manufacturers, when they say if a red line, you have to rebuild, that's bullshit.
The
That's all
bottom end
that.
of those things is bulletproof.
I mean, but to tear apart a perfectly good engine because you had an overspeed for 3 seconds, bullshit.
More likely to have more trouble taking up.
Oh my God, why would you ever do that?
You know that that Russian, what's that Russian trainer, the Yak?
That's an animal.
Tom Martino here, welcome.
Welcome to the show. Diana, what's going on with you, Diana? Welcome.
Hi, I just called to let you know that I took Fix It 24/7 up on.
Good.
I had them come and look at my furnace.
Now, did you do the diagnostic,
Yes.
or did you do the clean and check?
The clean and check, and I'm telling you, that man was fantastic. He was a young man. His name was Daniel.
Uh-huh.
And he took it apart, and I think it was the blower. I'm not sure. The big round thing. He took that down to the car wash in Castle Rock, and I live outside of Castle Rock.
They do a great job, don't they?
Oh, he was so polite.
I'm so happy.
So amazing.
I'm glad you like him.
Called back and talked to me about some things that needed to be done, but I just thought I'd let you know that he was amazing.
I'm glad you like him. You can trust him, and that's fixmyhome.com. And let's talk to Robert. Robert, what's going on? Robert,
Hey, Tom.
what's happening?
Hey, Tom, any dispute on parking tickets, anything like that? I just fire off a letter to them and tell them I listen to your show every day, and so far
it worked. Using my name worked.
Yep. And, you know, like for example, Wakefield and Associates had sent me a letter because there was a parking they said I owed, and I know I didn't. And in any case, if you feel like you're honest, I think that's the first thing to start with. If you really do feel like you're in the right.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So add maybe $150 to your total.
Thank you, brother. And listen, feel free to come in and be a common man one day. Daphne, ask him if he'd like to come in. You know, I like when people, you know, they listen to the show religiously. If they want to come in, come in. Okay, question for APO Financial, our financial advisors here. One question. You mentioned investment. People with money to invest. And this guy wants to know, I have that much money, but that would leave me with little or nothing in a cash reserve. What do you recommend people do with cash reserves?
Yeah, well, cash reserves, we like to see at least 6 months liquid sitting in a savings account.
Now, 6 months of your nut that you have to crack every month.
Absolutely.
So it's different for everyone.
Yeah. So it depends.
That's a lot.
Well, yeah, 6 months allows you to cover emergencies. So if you get laid off or get ill, get sick, then there's a lot of, at least you have availability to tap into that savings and actually pull it out right away, and you don't have to wait for the investments to be sold, liquidated, and transferred to your account.
Okay, and another one said they had a little more than that, but they like to once in a while spend money to buy things. So what do you do as far as liquidity when you invest for people? Is it liquid? Is it semi-liquid? What is it all about?
Yeah, for us, we're all about liquidity, so we like to make sure that it's liquid. So if they want to sell something or buy something, then they can actually do a withdrawal form, and actually just gets traded in 3-day settlement, and it shows up in their account.
And the portfolio is stocks?
Yeah, we have
bonds. What do you actually like?
Yeah, we like a mix of stocks and very little bonds, because bonds aren't going to do so well. But
okay, so what are bonds for, really?
You know, bonds are traditionally used for safety net, but with rising interest rates over the next 20 years, it might not be the right right spot for people in retirement.
So bonds are the mortgage market, basically, mainly?
Yeah, it could be mortgage market,
or
municipal bonds, it could be corporate bonds, but as a whole...
You like stocks?
We like stocks. And we have, on our website, we have a lot of videos we put together that people can go to and extra research.
Do you like, private equity investments?
You know, we try to stay away from the private equity stuff just because it requires a more sophistication as far as the investor.
And what about anything other than what you mentioned? Are there other things that you kind of like?
Yeah, we like looking at life insurance as a backfill for, and even annuities to be able to create some guaranteed income when the first spouse dies as a couple.
Okay.
Because when one of us dies, the smaller of the two Social Securities go away.
Do you advocate people paying off their mortgages and being debt-free as far as mortgages?
Yeah. Well, we like debt-free in retirement. Paying off the mortgage, it really comes down to an emotional answer. If it keeps you up at night, having a mortgage payment, then having it paid off is one thing. And then maybe looking at a reverse mortgage if the house isn't important to transfer the kids, to be able to get rid of that mortgage payment but still have the flexibility with living more lifestyle. So
to reach APO Financial for questions, even if you're maybe not an investor now but you think you may be, 720-588-2000, 720-588-2000. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. Don't forget, we hang out at referralist.com, soon to be an all-new site to launch. Stick around for the show tomorrow.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and...
So, to the end. So, Tom, there's the new tax bill that just passed. So there's a 2-page amendment that was added that if you take capital gains and reinvest into basically rehabilitation area, which each governor is going to, in May, list 75 areas. So if you reinvest and hold it for 10 years...
But you have to hold the reinvestment.